Hello and welcome to another session of Roll for Damage, where a group of us geeky friends decided to get together and showcase our storytelling through Dungeons and Dragons for all of the interwebs. No, well, there's a couple of announcements. One, unfortunately, we are down one player again tonight. Our lovely sorcerer. Zavrin, played by Jason, will be played by me this evening, as Jason is dealing with some personal things. So he will hopefully be back here next week. And then the other announcement for this evening is in, I want to say 2 weeks, we will be off, which is August. Wait, maybe I'm wrong. No, next week is the 30th, right? Yeah, so 2 weeks. August 5th, I think it is. I will be out because I am traveling to Los Angeles to go to the Critical Role Kickstarter premiere Legend of Vox Machina something or other party. So I will be in LA and flying out on the Friday, and I just won't have any of my streaming equipment. But other than that, so we should be one more session next week off, and then back to playing through the summer after that. Other than that, I don't believe there are any more announcements. So, with that, let's jump into tonight's session of Roll for Damage.
A door opens, adventure awaits your creation. Each person plays their part, abilities to lay the foundation, setting the stage for everything to start. Classes, they help define a role and through choices are what finalize the building session zero. Integrates the character and begins a new destiny to be fulfilled. This is your moment to capture. Your fate is hinged on a bet. Release the dice and charge forward. This game is not a game, so now you'll bet your life. The table is set. This is your moment. Take control. It's critical. The final curtain is rising. The world's forever changed. A story made for the ages. All the lost experience and friends for every table is set. Future laid out before you. One you will never forget. This group of friends that support you. Come on, answer the call. Don't freeze until the table is set.
All right. Okay, so let's get some music going. All right. So, last we left off, the group had completed their investigation into the disappearance of Helena Scarlet, Oriana's mother, managing to save her from her watery fate and work with the Kraken, Reo, to get him a contract. And with that assistance, he gave up the strings of destiny with which the group was initially looking for. So it was a little bit of a kill two birds with one stone that worked out positively in all cases for the group. As they left, there was still business for their group to complete within the city, as Rena had run into during their investigation of what had been going on, ran into Cal, who she had seen near the prison. And in, having learned about him, knows that he is the sort of the warden of the prison, the high overseer, and and in looking for her brother and knowing that her brother is somehow connected to Cal, wanted to sort of chase after him, find out more about him to see if she could get an audience with her brother, or at least have a conversation with him, and possibly catch Cal in the sort of in some of his business dealings, to get him in trouble with the law and take him out of his position. In their time trying to get help for the Strings of Destiny and for Helena Scarlet, they were told by Cade that Cal was holding a banquet, which they also learned from Oriana's parents, who have an invitation to go, trying to get themselves a way into the manor. They asked both Cade and Oriana's parents for a +1. Cade thinking he was taking Oriana, and her parents thinking they were taking Oriana. But they have 2 +1s, but the rest of the group still needs to figure out how are they going to infiltrate. Knowing that Cal is likely only in the city for a short while longer, maybe a few days after the banquet, but probably not much longer than that. So the banquet is one way for them to see about getting the information and evidence they need to put charges or try to get Cal found out from his underground business dealings with the Rending, as well as potentially see if Connie is somewhere in the vicinity, as they learned through Artemis's help talking to Avandra that Connie was in the city. So, with that, the group spent time planning and plotting, talked to who they needed to, and took a rest, knowing that the banquet was happening later this evening, as they purchased clothing for themselves to look the part, if they had all gained access. So everyone has fancy clothing, but right now, as it stands, 2 +1s. The rest of the group has to figure it out going in. So, as you kind of sit around trying to decide what your next move is, the 6, what would you like to do here?
That is the morning of.
Yep. So you have a full day. I don't believe you asked exactly what time. Still. But easy enough to feel like Oriana's place is not that far. She can easily get the time from her parents if necessary. Oriana, you get the sense that as a +1 with Cade, he would probably come by your manor to pick you up. So that's like whenever you've gone out before with him, that he's come by with a vehicle and picked you up and taken you. So you get the sense that that's probably what he's going to do. So likely when, a little bit before the gathering is going to start, he'll probably come by your parents' estate or manor. And then, you have the rest of the day, because it's happening likely in the evening at some point. So you have the whole day to figure out the Cal's. Oh, and it is happening at Cal's estate. That is in the sort of like Dragonstone Citadel sort of area. So it's the morning, and you guys have the day to kind of figure your stuff out.
So we've got a bit of a conundrum here.
Okay.
You were able to get 2 +1s. That's the 6 of us. We are missing 4. Also, The +1 with my parents is specifically for me, so I don't think we could try and pass any of you off as me.
Okay. What
Um,
about the other +1?
The other one is with Cade. And again, that was with
For you.
me. We might be able to convince him to let someone else go in my stead if he's willing to assist us with this, which he implied as long as we're, above board. I believe, right? That GM, that he implied that he would be able to help us if we could prove it or something.
Yeah. So you get the sense that you're talking about Cade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the sense that he will stand by you if you are. So the way that he said it when you spoke with him was, I can't make a move right now.
Mhm.
If you bring me something that shows me that is not just Rena's word that this is happening, because that's all you had when you originally went to speak with him. But he was basically, if you bring me something that is not just like someone from outside the city's word that Cal murdered her family and stole her people and put them in this illegal ring that no one's ever seen, he will, whatever that evidence is, however you get it, as long as you're not caught while getting it, he will use it to help you make your case. So with him, at least, you know that, like, even if you kind of sneak around and are able to get what you need, you'll probably get help from him. Whether you get help from the other parts of the government and your family or anything like that, that's left to be seen. But you get the sense that Cade sort of trusts your judgment, because even though you've done certain things that are questionable, he knows your heart's in the right place and you've helped. So he's trying to help you, which is why he told you about the banquet in the first place. Mm-hmm. All he's saying is he can't be the one to help you right now. He has to have something more than just your word to go on, because it's a he said she said type of thing, and this guy's the high overseer of the prison. Like, Rena's not going to win in an argument with him with no evidence. Right.
So we might be able to convince him to let his +1 be someone else, either as, like, I don't know, a bodyguard, or just I don't know. We can work out the details of that, but
I mean, okay, that's fair, but that's already 2. As you said, there's 4 of us.
Yeah, it's just 4 more that we have to find a way.
I think if you are open to it, I would be willing to go with Cade as his +1. If you could ask him if he is all right with that. I'd hate to spring that on him without warning.
No, I would definitely reach out to him.
And I worry that his feelings will be hurt. Do you think that is rude?
I think when we explain it as it is not that I am snubbing him, but rather that we are trying to gather evidence.
So you're not snubbing, you are using.
Well, isn't that how all good relationships work?
Yeah, there's a give and take, and you've only given. Or no, you've only taken.
I've given.
Like what?
Oh.
We've gone on dates. We've gone on dates, just personal, just getting to know, and like giving. Mm-hmm. That is what that is all he ever wanted, out of before I went traveling. Like, he just wanted a chance to get to know me and all that. So am I giving as much as I'm asking for? No, I will agree to that, and I plan to make it up to him. But the world is kind of ending, yeah, and. Rena and we all deserve to be able to go out into this with our hearts and minds ready for this.
Okay, that's fair. Self-awareness is key, though.
I know. I've been abusing the relationship a bit, but I plan to make it up to him, and I do want a relationship with him, or at least I want to see if we are compatible for a relationship. Two dates is not enough, but...
Speaking of abusing relationships, I know that your father doesn't like me very much. I was thinking I might be able to get on his side a bit if I offered my services at the banquet. If he could write a letter saying this is my servant to work in the kitchen, that way we'd have a way into the manor. I worry if we were just to go up to the front door and say, hey, I'd like to make some food for the banquet, they may not let me in because they don't have someone who's coming to the banquet to offer their services to assist.
I think that is a sort of killing two birds with one stone situation. My father would probably want you to present yourself. He does not want me to ask for you, for example, so you would probably come up to the estate, press the button, ask for an audience, begging forgiveness of some nature, and trying to prove that you are better than the first impression he received.
Very well.
And you'll need somebody to carry all your pots and pans.
You need at least
exactly,
one
I
stew,
can't
chef.
do it on my own. This pot is just as big as me.
And you need at least one Susan chef.
Yeah, and somebody to carry plates of hors d'oeuvres.
Very true, yes. All of them are biscuits.
A plate of what?
Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Or what?
Or hors d'oeuvres. Not.
No.
You do not put the W in front. That is a different thing.
There's an H.
I can carry both. I can carry hors d'oeuvres or hors d'oeuvres.
Well, I'll make plenty of both. I can do that.
Not sure it's that kind of banquet, but okay.
Or
I think that's a good idea. We probably could get 3 people as assistants at least, if that's the situation.
Or how
But
about this? Like, why don't we find out who's? I assume someone has to be catering the banquet, unless they're his own personal staff, and that's a little harder. Maybe we could blend in with the catering staff.
Again, the only thing I worry about with that is he would likely know his own staff.
Yeah,
So you would essentially be limited to the kitchen and unable to help with much.
At least we're in there.
But at least you would be in there. So I think that is a possible backup plan. But I do like the idea of Artemis ingratiating himself with my father as an attempt to be a cook for the event. That seems like it has a reasonable amount of success.
Okay.
If it doesn't, then yes, we need to find another way in. So yes, we would need to take care of certain details in that arrangement.
Oriana, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Sure. I will gladly make an intelligence check.
And I'll say do it with advantage because you know high society and you know these parties.
That's what I'm good at, high society.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 12.
Okay, it's not a really hard. These events are huge. Or are fairly big. Even though you know that this is a fairly closed group. Generally, when things are staffed, they're staffed way in advance. And for a party that is happening today, the cooking is already happening, like this morning, in order to even get food ready to go out. So the chances that you'll be successful being like, hey, I want to be the cook for this event, probably not likely. If you want to somehow become the new staff, you're going to have to figure out a way to make it so that the old staff are out of commission a little bit. Just because they're already there. Like there's there's probably people currently at his manor setting things up. There's probably the cooks are in the kitchen. They're making the food already because all of this has to be prepared before the guests even get there. So like the guards, like everyone that's there is already like there. So you're gonna have to figure out a way if that's how you want to get in, and it's still doable. But you're gonna have to figure out a way to somehow make it seem like you're needed. Because again, it is already the day of the event. Had you have maybe done this a couple of days ago or something like that, you would have probably had more success. But given that today's things are already happening, like how like even like your mother or your father, well probably your mother more, but like it takes her pretty much like an entire day to get ready just to like go to one of these functions kind of thing.
Right.
So,
right.
This is...
We're gonna start fixing your hair and doing some.
Yeah, that's fair. So I just want to give you that because you would know that, and you've been to these things, and you know like your house staff is like in a tizzy, like even days before, trying to make sure all the ingredients are there and stuff like that.
Oriana, before we were thinking of this plan, I thought I might have like a cook-off to get into this. But if we really need to get in, we might be able to use a puke pouch and maybe poison some people to the...
I gave this idea. They were like, that won't work because it's been diluted, but maybe it would work. Okay, because it's been diluted, because it was a lot.
I mean, it might still work. One issue I can foresee being a problem with that is how do we get that to the staff?
Navari, do you have any
I
ideas?
look at Navari.
And you don't want me to put holes in existing staff members?
No. We do not need to kill them, just incapacitate
Maim them.
You know what? I'm not even going to say incapacitate them because I know what you will do if I say that. We need them to be too ill to work.
Disposed of, but alive.
I've heard money makes people ill.
We have a lot of it.
We do have money we are not using. We could bribe our way in.
I mean, alternately, if you find where one of them lives, I might light a house or two on fire.
That is not acceptable. That is arson, and
not.
that is a rule we said we will not
It's an
break.
emergency.
Also, they're probably already getting set up at his house.
There's a law about everything.
Yeah.
That's
cities
kind of
work.
the point of laws, yes, but...
Well, it sounds like the cooking idea won't work for us. So if we were to do the bribery idea, we'd have to find somebody to bribe.
Does that break the promise we made to Kate of keeping it above law?
The bribery?
Well, no. Yeah.
Yes, it's fine. Bribery is fine.
Okay.
It's not like we're bribing a high official to be like, oh, we want you to pass this law. It's not that kind of bribery.
We just
want to fancy people for the evening.
It's a bit morally grey, but morally grey is
okay.
It is better. It is better.
Speaking of morally grey,
oh no,
I may have found a not illegal way to locate the pit fight, but I need a little folding gold. I guess it doesn't fold.
How much?
About 1,100.
Sorry, what?
Why specifically?
Just to get information?
It's an illegal fighting ring.
It's a bit more than that. It's also to get me in.
What? Why?
No, hold up. No, we are
hiding.
vetoing that. We are vetoing that idea.
No. Let her make her defense. I want to hear it.
No, horns. That you don't know when to fight in this. Only 2 people go in and 1 comes out. And the kind of people that you are typically fighting are people who are strong like you are. It's not like you're going against weaklings that normally you would have no problem with. This is other skilled fighters.
Plus, the last time we were in Riverrun, we kind of participated, didn't we?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's a bad idea. You could get very, very
we
dead.
Can't do that tonight.
Please, I want to hear this.
Banquet.
I mean, it's not happening tonight. It's not happening till after the banquet. From my sources tell me that the fight's been postponed. Now, here's the thing. If tonight doesn't go well, you need a backup plan. And one of us is going to have to find this.
We already kind of figured out, though, that he's not going to have anything connecting him at the fighting ring.
At least while he's in town.
Not even while he was in town. What if it gets busted up and there's evidence of, oh, hey, I'm running all of this shit?
I don't think there. I don't think he would keep ledgers in an arena.
No, we already kind of figured out if he keeps ledgers, which we don't even know if he does, that he would probably keep some at his house, where it can be locked behind several safes and cannot be infiltrated without knowledge on his part that someone is coming to look for it.
Very well. I mean, if this is not interested, I'll find 1,000 gold and take care of it myself.
You just want to fight in the ring, don't you?
No, Rena's got a problem. I said I wouldn't do anything illegal, and I haven't.
Yet.
Hey, getting kidnapped into a fighting ring is not illegal.
What do you mean, kidnap?
Okay.
Oh,
yes, it is.
sorry.
Yes, it is.
You're paying to have
Kidnapping
someone
is illegal.
kidnap you?
Yes.
Then how are you getting out? What's your exit strategy?
Winning the fight, right?
No, you
I
don't
point
get
at my-
out once you're in. Once you're
point
one
at
of
my
the winners,
sword.
you fight and fight until you retire or you die. That's it. There is no, hey, you have freedom.
For goodness sake. Okay, she holds up the horn that she's got around her neck and said, magic users, you know what this looks like, right?
Yes.
It's a broken horn.
And you could find it if you needed to?
I could
I
not.
could find you as well.
What if they take your possessions?
I put the horn in the empty spot on my head where it used to be.
Also, I don't know if the DM when we were observing the fight, are magic users allowed in the rending, or is it strictly melee only, no magic whatsoever?
You got the sense it was mostly like one-on-one, like combat, mostly.
I know.
Like pit fighting, kind
Okay.
of thing. So it's not like a battle arena where it's like 1v1. It could be like a paladin versus a warlock, and they can use all their shit. It's mostly like people who are
Like a battle royale.
Yeah, it's like you're
Okay.
given bare bones weaponry, and off you go.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
All right. Well, we can do what we're doing at the party, and hopefully it works out. But this is less of me asking permission and more telling you I'm going to do. When this fight's over, whether I have the 1,000 gold or not, I am going to find it and get in it. And hey, if my team backs me up and helps me out, that's cool. If not,
Did they tell you by when you need to procure the money?
sooner than later.
But that's not a specific time frame, though.
As Renan likes to say, money is money. We can get more money.
It has
We
to
can
happen,
get we can
obviously.
get more money, but we can't get another Navari.
So, yes.
Navari.
No, I
said
know you
my
don't care.
life
I know
is-
you don't care, but you know, as much as you annoy me, I care about you.
Well, that's fine. I really appreciate that. I do.
Oh, I
I-
don't like it.
I'm sorry. Was there an aspect to any of this that you do like?
No. But I extra don't like it. To think that you would be kidnapped on purpose and fight in the rending again.
Davern will just
Well,
be
it's-
like, well, I could make myself invisible and kind of like go along, make sure that she's
Oh.
not.
Now the problem is, how are you two going to get out? When I know you're gonna be tagging along, making sure she's safe, but how are, like, I don't know.
I mean, as long as we know where they are, maybe books could just pop in and pop out with
So
funds.
So here's the problem. I still don't understand what the point of it is.
You need
Finding
hard
out where it is.
evidence. You need hard evidence that there's fighting going on.
No, we need hard evidence tying him to it.
That's what I said. All I wanted you to do was find out where it is happening, not throw yourself into it. Because what we're trying to do is be able to tell the guards, "Hey, here is where this illegal thing is happening." But we need you to go into the house with us during this banquet to find the paperwork, the physical evidence. Because we're going to have to stay where Cal can see us. If he knows I'm there, he's going to want me in his sights.
No fight is happening till after the banquet.
But why should you have to fight at all? That's what I don't understand.
It's a surefire way in.
But you shouldn't have to get in. You should just have to find the information of where it is.
I suppose I could do that, but...
If you're knocked out and you're kidnapped, you're not going to know where it is. They're going to take you somewhere, and you will be underground, and you won't know where you are.
Not to mention...
I'm sorry, I've already been arrested, and we've been around the city a ton. Do you think anybody's actually going to let me go to the fight? Just as a spectator?
You'd go, if you need money, you go as a bidder. And you make bets, and you lose your money to them that way. That is a good way in. To basically say, oh, I have this money, and you make a bet that you know is not good, and they're going to get your money. That's a great way in, rather than trying to make yourself a fighter.
Navarre thinks about this for a moment.
Dark red.
We've already, I don't know, we've already been associated with the city in a number of ways. We've been to the Scarlet Residence and Cade's house, and we were arrested, and we lifted a bar out of the ground. I don't think we're going to get an open invitation as conspicuous as we are to a fight.
Not we, you. As you said, you.
Why do you think
and you are the one who is okay with these illegal activities. You're exactly the kind of people that they need losing their money to their betting.
Why would I have, given everything that's happened, why would I have more criminal clout than the rest of you?
Because you're horns. You're the one who has the clout. You and Zavran are the ones who have the bracelets. Oriana has a bracelet.
No, they got theirs taken off.
I know, but you had to do community service. People are going to assume that you are, as Oriana said, morally gray. Not all of us can pass for morally gray.
Well, regardless, I'm going to need gold anyways, whether you want the information of where it is specifically or whether you want...
I don't like it, but Books, can you give him the money? She'll need the money.
I do like the idea of you being better.
Here's the problem, Books. She will do what she wants to do regardless of whether we try to talk her out of it. We can do our best to try to talk her out of it, but push comes to shove, she will do what she wants.
I say we enable her. Let's do it.
I'd rather just give her the money than her go and steal it from somewhere else. At least we know this is one less crime.
Why do I have to steal it?
Well, how else would you procure it?
Well,
I still don't understand quite what this gets us into.
I don't either, but right now there's the other things we have to do today. And
so I remember what the whole point was. All right. I was going to enter the ring because in these circles, there's a chance my name still carries clout. And if they were to go to any fight, it would be the one where a legendary gladiator was coming to fight.
You're a legendary gladiator?
I don't...
As in some circles. I was pretty young and it was a while ago, but fingers crossed.
Did you have a title at least? A moniker?
Oh yeah, the Dancing Devil.
Have we heard that name?
Yeah, have we heard that name?
You guys,
I don't.
given
Yeah.
your backgrounds,
I cast
not
legend
a,
lore.
not a chance.
Legend lore.
Neither of you. I don't think either
Oh.
of you have really been to Dash or
No.
know that
I am.
that area.
I am definitely talking myself up, but none of you would know better. So.
Zavrin might, but Zavrin's not here, and I'm not. I would know. So.
Inside check. No, I'm just kidding. It's.
I'm gonna roll just to see.
Oh no.
Zavrin. Because Zavrin lived there. So
The
I see.
dancing devil.
Computer screen appears to have died on me. Oh, wait,
Sucks
no,
for
maybe
you.
it's back. This might be an issue.
Zavrin doesn't know.
Right.
I mean,
well, this is
Well,
it's another problem. Right now, we need to figure out how to get you all in, and Oriana needs to talk to Cade and make sure that he's not going to be pissed off taking me instead.
I mean, if he's still sticking around after all the bullshit she's pulled, I don't know. Maybe I think he'll probably be okay with it.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Oriana, you're the plan.
Yep, but my PC's also acting up.
Oh wow.
Hopefully you guys can still see me and hear me.
Yeah,
at
I do.
least.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Well,
right,
at least the camera and the mic are working. So, all right. In that case, here's what I think we should do.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should worry about tonight first. You're not going to be doing this tonight, I assume. Navari, you're not going to be going to pay people tonight, yeah?
I guess not.
Then let's focus on today. After we either fail to get evidence or manage to get something to work with, then we decide where we go from there. Because I personally, I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to get out of this. But I don't see how that helps us pin it to Cal. So I think that should be a fallback plan. Maybe if we figure out where it is, we can spook them into thinking that the guards are coming. Cal has to do some sort of business before he leaves to make sure it's set up, and then we can catch him on that way. But I think our best chance to deal with Cal once and for all is tonight at the banquet.
I agree.
Well,
If I had to choose, I would like us to just at least everybody get in somehow. I'm going to have to stay in the banquet, so is Oriana, because Cal's going to be keeping an eye on me just as much as I am on him. Oriana's going to probably be watched pretty closely by her parents and also by Cade, and she's the one who is going to be able to essentially be one of the more believable people who belong in a place like that. Navari, I need you to again be the one who tries to find this, whatever it is, whatever evidence you can find, and do so as quietly as possible and find a way to get it to either me or Oriana, and then we will hand it to Cade. And we'll have to figure out about we have to make a scene or something so that we can draw attention and then out him in front of the others.
all
Is
right.
my
Well,
suggestion, because he needs to know that he does not have time to come up with a story.
okay. Well, Oriana, Artemis, is there anything that they would have to put together or have delivered to the party the day of? Some sort of food that would go bad very quickly, or
Flowers.
musicians, flowers?
Flowers would be any sort of decoration that is not already done So something fresh like flowers. You could try to sneak in and either bribe or incapacitate some of the cookery staff and be taken in as sort of last-minute substitutes. Those, I think, are probably the best two options.
Zav, do you think you could make us look like whoever we bribe?
I have something that might work, but it's just an illusion over top of us. So if anyone can see through that kind of thing, we're in trouble. But otherwise,
I think, I mean, you don't even necessarily have to bribe them to let you take their place. You could bribe them to be sick, They're just, oh, I'm sorry, I have, I have a bad cough. I can't work with the hors d'oeuvres. Something of that nature. You present yourselves as last minute.
But again, I can make us look. It'd probably be better if we actually took like uniforms ourselves or something and said we're backup staff, just because if anyone tries to touch us, then they're going to know that we're not those people. Also, the people that, if we were going to take disguises, the people that we do take, they have to be around our size. I can't, like, if it's another halfling or something like that, it's not that my magic won't work.
I agree. I think it's better to just actually be yourselves and not have any kind of illusion.
Well, I think we should disguise ourselves, but I just want to make sure that we're also kind of
a disguise that is not magical is what I'm saying.
Oh, you're no fun.
Well, I know, but a place like this, with this many high officials and important people, they're going to have some sort of protections against that kind of thing, exactly, because they do not want someone assassinated.
Maybe.
Like sneaking in.
I mean, Ileana will probably be there, and she is one of, if not, she is probably as powerful as Aaron is. Maybe even more so.
Oh.
So, I mean, she might not care, but she would certainly know.
I could also make like a distraction or something like that if that's needed.
You could always spill a thing of food on someone.
Well, no, I can like summon a creature into the place that makes like guards run around or something like that. Or
I like that.
Or I could make like an illusion of like a giant something coming and trying to eat them all.
Well, we want them there as witnesses to what we reveal about Cal.
Sorry, I wasn't talking about the people in the banquet. I was talking about like to get into the complex, like the guards. Yeah. I'm talking about the guards.
That would be a better idea.
Like if you're trying to get in the front door, and I put something like right there that distracts them for a minute while you're trying to like sneak inside. That's what I meant.
That's a good idea.
Maybe you could do an illusion of like snakes in a basket, and they're carried in, and then all those snakes in the basket, and they go to the kitchen and they chase everybody away, and then we can just get in.
I could do that too. It's just those are like, that's a bit harder to control because there's many, and
that's not fun.
I know.
All right. Well,
anyway,
look,
you got your choice.
Retta, you and Oriana have to worry about dandying yourself up and dressing to the nines and romancing Cade together. That's what I got out of that.
No, he is my man.
And we'll go try to bribe, and if that fails, we'll
go fuck around. We'll fuck around and find out.
Explode some horses in front of the house and sneak in when they're distracted.
Explode what?
Horses?
No.
Or something.
if I can add, part of me makes me think we don't all need to be there. I mean, if there's two of us in there, they can get information that way, and the rest of us can come in as auxiliary needed. We don't need to all go.
Inspiration hits me.
Oh no.
Zavrin can distract the guards outside. Navari, you sneak in to bribe some of the staff to call out sick. Artemis is just sort of passing by, offering your biscuits, so that they see when they realize, oh, we're short some staff all of a sudden. Oh, look, there's a man out there with some lovely little biscuits on a tray. And they taste your biscuits and they're like, oh, you will do fine. Just come on in. We need to hurry. Something of that nature.
I've seen the faces you sometimes make with my biscuits, and you're putting a lot of risk on whether they'll like them or not.
That was when it was outside, and it seemed to be less more prone to the chaotic nature of everything.
So what you're saying is we're risking it for the biscuit?
Risk it for the biscuit.
We're gonna give it up for the cookie.
I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page here.
I mean, I think that is a good plan.
Right.
It does not require breaking the law outside of, hey, convincing a few people to, call in sick.
Well, I can
We could actually make them sick, because we have epic pukey pouches.
See, again, I think we come across the problem of, what if it doesn't work versus, money always works, right? I mean, we can always get more money, as you always say.
Right. But we could say, hey, here is some puke pouch. You could actually physically be sick, and then they won't think you're lying, and you won't risk your job. I'm just sad that we didn't get to use the puke pouches.
You know what, Navari, if you want to use that idea, is hey, in case your bosses are really worried about you going out sick for no reason, here's some things that will make you throw up a bit if you want to take some and show that you're actually sick or something. You know what I mean?
What?
I leave that to you, Navari, if you want to offer that as a possibility, as well as paying them. But I think bribing rather than poisoning on purpose.
I just thought of something disgusting. Can I share my thoughts? Okay. What if there was a contamination issue where they actually on the food maybe? That's an emergency. They need to get more. They need to get more staff.
No, that seems just.
I mean, if they're puking, they can help it. They have to get off of work.
Again, I'm worried if we're going to be in the kitchen, we're not going to be much help being out and helping Oriana and Rena. I, again, don't see why we need to be there. If we've got two people in the front conversing and looking for Cal and getting the information, or we send Navari only to look and to peel around and see what she can find. But trying to get us all in there, I don't think it's worth it. I'd say we just get the two people that can go. And if something
I can make
happens,
us
you call
invisible
us
if
in.
I need to.
Exactly, we can come in then. We don't think we need to
that'd
make
be
all
I could
Navari
also
and
make us
Zavrin then.
invisible when we're inside. If we're like kitchen staff or something, we can go sneaking around.
Yeah, let's make this easy.
I
Whatever
think
one.
we try.
We
Go
make a
ahead, Navari.
distraction. I dress up. We make a distraction. I just waltz in invisible, snap to reality when I'm in there, and just be part of the party once I'm in. Maybe we can glue my horn back so I look more respectable.
I think they're going to know mostly who is there unless you find out the way to be a +1 too.
I don't understand why we're trying to. We haven't even tried this other plan. Can we try this other plan first and then consider fallback options?
I was ready a while ago, man.
We're doing that thing where we make 10 plans and we only need one. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Oriana, you make the call. What's the plan?
I think the plan is Zavrin distracts, you sneak in, you bribe, you get the 4 of you in to the kitchen staff, and we all 6 of us are in. There we go.
And then Books and I go get ready.
Yes.
Oh, that. Okay.
And
I
then
mean-
backup plan, Zavern distracts with an explosion full of horses, and we
We
use that.
bamf out of there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
This is gonna go great, guys. I have faith in us.
Okay. I can summon like an aberration that can probably like cast beams that explode the horses.
Actually, yeah. Maybe that should be the initial distraction, though.
But it'll be in like the street, so you guys will have to. I mean, that'll be dealt with. I'm gonna probably do it from like an alley or something like that because I don't want them to see me.
Can they trace that kind of magic back to the caster?
Probably.
Oh, I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
Only if they see it, I think. So as long as you're not summoning it right in front of yourself.
I can do it silently.
Yeah, I think that should be fine.
Okay. So we just gotta wait around until we get word that we got uniforms and we can go make money.
Oh, well, in order to summon the thing, I need an eyeball in a
Oh.
platinum vial. That's worth 400 gold.
That's very specific.
But that's just
Why
for
don't you just
the
make an
aberration.
illusion? Can you
Could-
make an
Yeah,
illusion
that I
of
can
it?
do. That I can do without having to have the component.
Then no horses die if we do it that way too.
I'd just say that had to be a real horse.
Well, let's
Okay,
go
so-
look at this manor and see what it looks like. And the guards out front, then we better get a move on. They're already cooking the food.
I mean, Ren and I and you, we kind of did that already. Kind of. Didn't really get a good look at it though from the top, but it's
Well,
okay.
Well, we need to split up and get started on this, or we're not going to be able to do anything.
Okay.
So,
We'll go scope out the manor, I guess.
And so then, books you contact Kate.
yeah, I will now just gesture to the wire in my hair. I will. Before you and I split up, I will make sure that she is okay with it, and then you and I can get ready at my place.
Maybe you two should go and actually talk to him. Might go over better.
I mean, we could try to go over to talk to him, but I don't know if we're going to get an audience with a member of the government, within 5 minutes of our arrival there. But
Doesn't hurt to ask.
sure, we can try that and see if that works. And if it doesn't, then I will just call him.
Okay.
So you're all going towards Dragonstone Citadel area. Correct?
Well,
Is this
I
correct?
believe that's where Cade's house is. So yeah.
Yep. I just want to make
Mhm.
sure that I'm getting it right. Okay. All right. So you all start making your way downtown.
that's
But yeah, you start making your way there. You get to the Citadel area. Oriana, you know exactly where Cade's residence is. I don't remember. Did you guys scope out where Cal's was?
We started to.
But you
I-
never
Kind of.
actually got there, right?
no, I did.
Yeah. We were there
I
for
found-
all
That's
the
right.
training
Yeah,
found
you
it.
saw the guards.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you split. So then the two of you, you let the group know, I assume, where Cal's manor is, Rena. And you and Oriana are going towards Cade, and the rest of you are going towards Cal's manor.
Mm-hmm.
All
in
right.
the general vicinity, yeah.
Okay, easily enough. You guys both split off. Let's do Oriana and Rena first. You get to the large manor. The gates are closed. You do see the guards. There's like the guard sort of booth outside that kind of is there waiting for any kind of deliveries or drop-offs or vehicles that might be trying to come in or whatnot. But you're there in front of these like big ornate sort of gates that keep the stone walls around this large estate closed to the public.
Okay. Oh. My PC's making weird sounds again. Sorry. Hope that didn't go through.
Nope.
Anyway, is there like a page thing for the?
There's like the
for
guard,
gates?
so like if you get up to the gates, you'll the guard will come out to sort of see who you are.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you're walking up, right up.
Yep. I'll walk right up.
All right. Guard comes out and he says, "Hello. How can I help you?"
Yes. I'm Oriana Scarlett. I had a message for Cade. I was wondering if we could speak to him very briefly.
You wish to speak to the owner of the estate. You wish to speak to one of the triumvirate. Let me find out if he is available. And walks back into the guardhouse for a couple of minutes, making some kind of communication, you assume. And as he comes out, he says, "One of the staff of the estate will come to speak with you. Give moment, okay?"
Very good.
And he just kind of like waits, and maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, you see a like dark sort of purple tiefling gentleman, dressed very well in a suit with some sort of ornate designs on it, step up. He just says, "Hello, how can I help you? You wish to speak with the proprietor of this estate."
Yes.
For what
I am.
reason?
Well, he was going to take me as his +1 to the banquet at the High Overseer, his banquet tonight. However, my
And you wish your
parents-
payment now or later?
Sorry?
You are being taken as...
No,
I think you should call Kate now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is just normally for appearances. This is not the case then.
Well, I needed to let him know that my parents, the Scarlets, wanted me to join them with the party tonight. I was wondering if he would be willing to take my friend, who has a family member who would likely be attending and hasn't seen them in a long time.
Okay, this is confusing for me. Let me go and speak with Master Gorsham. I've not seen you before, and this is... Let me go. And he turns and walks back to the estate. He says something to the guard and walks back. You're left maybe another 15 or so minutes. But eventually you hear like a crackle from the guardhouse, and you watch the guard sort of and as you're standing out there, you can see in through the gates, and you do see like dogs, you do see like other guards and stuff like that patrolling the grounds. You'll occasionally see like groundskeepers and things like that as well. Like there's normal activity going on within this estate space. But you hear this crackle off to the side. The guard goes into the guard tower, and he just says, "It seems that you are being welcomed in. Please step away from the gate as it opens. We will see you to the grounds of the estate." And he presses a button, and you just see the as they open. Another guard comes up to escort you. as you're led through that same path that you've taken before, all the way up to the estate. And as you step inside, you see that tiefling gentleman, and he just says, "Yes, apologies. Let me take you to Master Gorsham. Seems there has been some misunderstandings. Please," and leads you to that similar office that you've been before. You are led inside. No one is inside initially, but you are given the opportunity to kind of sit down. And the tiefling gentleman just says, just a moment or two, and closes the doors behind you. There's still that side table. There's the large desk. There's like the bookshelves and everything like that. And the side table has drinks on it, of course. So there's wine, there's whiskey, there's water, and some kind of like warm, probably like tea or coffee or something like that. And you're told by the tiefling you're welcome to refresh yourselves if you so wish while you're waiting.
Ren is with me, right?
Yep, Ren is with you. Yep.
Okay.
You were both allowed.
As soon as he leaves, do I look like an escort?
No.
I thought.
Do I?
No, I don't. I mean, you could be, but
could I? I think
I think you could pull it off. I think you could pull it. But no. I don't. Like,
no, I think this freaks people out.
I mean, I'm just in my Atrillian, just sort of casual way. But I thought, like, I'm so.
I mean,
does that mean?
I mean, you are dressed like really nice, and I am dressed in like these short skirts. So maybe they thought I was the escort. Would that be Kate's type? I don't know. Maybe they were assuming you were like my person who was like bringing me. I don't know.
I believe they call some player in the management position. I don't. Does he normally hire escorts to go to events? Like why
is
did
that
they
Is
assume?
that a rule breaker for you and your relationship?
I mean, I did kind of run away for a few months, so, I kind of assumed he went to see other women and things like that, but just like, they either asked that because they think I look like one, or they asked it because he normally does that, and I'm just, like, this is information I was not expecting to get.
Maybe when you called him before, was he with one? And he was asleep.
No, he was not. That he was.
At this point, you hear the door and open, and in comes Cade, not dressed in his normal attire that you usually see him in. He is in more casual clothes. He, as he steps inside, you can see he's limping slightly, and he kind of makes his way around the desk. You can see underneath sort of the sort of button-down shirt that he's wearing. You do see the hint of like bandaging, and as he makes his way sort of around. He sits down and he says, "Apologies. This was unexpected to see you this early. Did not know you were bringing a friend."
Okay, do you need healing?
Just rest, mostly.
Okay.
Can I help you? Because today is quite busy, and
yes,
I need to get ready eventually for this evening.
Yes, as do I. I wanted to come and and talk to you briefly because my parents wanted to take me as well, which means that I would no longer be able to attend with you. I mean, we could still meet at the event and spend time together. But
so you do not wish to come with me then?
No, I want to come with you, but my parents also want me to come with them, and it's
you wish to go with your parents then?
Well, yes. After what happened with my mother, I want to be able to spend time with them, and it's been so long since all three of us were together.
Oriana, this is fine. If you do not wish to accompany me to this banquet, I will not begrudge you the chance to go with your parents, although your parents are going to said banquet, so it's kind of strange that you do not want to go with me, as if it matters one way or the other.
Honestly, I'm sorry to interrupt. This is partially my request as well, because as you know, I assume that my brother may be there, and I don't have a
Connie, you says, right?
Yes, Connie. And I didn't know if you would be willing to take me as your +1 in place of Ariana.
See. This is an interesting request.
I promise that I will be completely on my best, most respectful behavior. And she will make sure that I am dressed appropriately for someone at your station, because I know I'm not probably what you're used to. So, but
I feel like the relationship that you are attempting to cultivate, Oriana, is more one of business than anything else. Every time you've come to speak with me, every time you've needed something, it is in assistance of your own goals or your friends. And this is fine. I understand where you are coming from. But understand this. You specifically left this place because you did not want to be placed into a mold, to be used for some purpose because of a name. And yet you do to me exactly what you ran away from. So, I will do this for you because, Rena, I understand you wish to see your brother and he will likely be there. This is probably true. But I think, Oriana, that it makes sense for us to continue to remain amicable as allies in business. But do know that your favors are getting shorter and shorter on my end. I am a busy man. And I have plenty of things to do. If this is all, then please excuse me. I will see you this evening, Rena. I will be happy to pick you up from where exactly?
I believe the plan was for us to get ready at your
Would you
estate.
like to stay here and get ready?
I can. I don't see a problem with that, but my clothes.
Is there other things you need to do? I can
my
have.
My clothes that I purchased were at her house.
I can have someone go fetch them for you. That way we just leave from here when we are ready to go.
Books, is that okay? Do you want me to go with you?
Kate, I'm sorry, and I hope.
No, Oriana, I am sorry. I thought that perhaps there was some similarities between us, but it seems like you are you. You are yourself. You have chosen to pursue a different path in life. You have changed, perhaps, based on your travels, and that is all right. There is nothing wrong with that. But this is not who I see myself to be for anyone. I am not to be used when it is useful and cast aside until next time you feel ready to spend a moment with me. I have spent far too much of my life working hard to get where I am through blood and sweat and hard work. And I will not be treated like I am an object.
Oriana just looks over to Rena for a moment, tears kind of beginning to well up in her eyes.
Well, Rena, if you wish to make yourself ready here, you are welcome. Please do see my assistant. You've met him already. His name is Corvo. He will have a runner go to the Scarlet Estate to pick up your things if you wish for that. If not, do just let him know that you wish to escort your friend Oriana here back to her manor, and we will arrange to pick you up there. Whatever is most comfortable for you. I will see you later this evening. And he just pushes himself back from the desk, stands up, and gives you like a pained bow in respect to both of you, and then limps himself out of the room, opening the door and shutting it gently behind him.
Before he leaves, Oriana's just gonna... Wait, Kate.
What is it, Miss Scarlet?
I realize I've put any future between us at risk here.
Is that what you think? At risk?
She's just gonna look over to Rena one more time. Almost like mouthing, I'm sorry. Please let me attend with you.
Rena, let me know when you want to be picked up or if you are staying here. And he just closes the door on you.
Rena's gonna go over to Books and just kind of like take like both of her hands and try to look in her face. This is the point where you have to learn how to, if you want what you want, you have to learn how to pursue it and strive to show with your actions that you mean what you say. So if this is what you want, and he is who you want, you're going to have to make some different choices and some different actions and back it up. But if it's not what you want and who you want, then you have to learn to let go. But you have your whole life ahead of you. And right now, you have paths to choose from. You're not set in one way or the other. But you'll make the choice that's right for you. Listen to your heart and listen to your head. And she just kind of taps her on the head a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Rana just kind of wipes the tears out of her eyes.
And she's just going to give you a hug. Like, I'm sorry.
She'll
I
hug
know
you
that's
back.
hard.
I'm you should head down and start getting ready here.
For an outside opinion on this situation, even though I'm not technically on the outside, your parents didn't want your friends at their estate. Well, your father didn't want your friends at their estate anyway, and it makes more sense for us to be seen arriving separately. So partially this works out well. And I can also, and she kind of winces, like, I understand a little bit as well where Kate is coming from, because I can guarantee you that was not easy for him to say to you either.
No, he's right. I have been mistreating this relationship, and I'll have some things to reflect on and think about. And she just kind of like nods to Rena and just starts to walk out.
Okay, so you open the door. As you walk out, you see that purple tiefling gentleman as he sees you, nods, and you see a guard come to escort you back out. And he kind of like looks in at you, Rena, and he says, "Excuse me, miss. Will you be staying here to get yourself ready?"
Yes, please. That would be very helpful.
Let me take care of everything then for you. Please follow me. And Oriana, the guard, continues to escort you out. As Rena, you are escorted up a large staircase and down a hall into a lavish bedroom where you see three women that likely work for the estate. And they begin to start to get you ready. So the first thing they do is like, okay, you gotta have a wash, you gotta have your bath, you gotta brush your hair, we gotta do your makeup, we gotta do all that stuff. Well, he goes to Corvo goes to get your things picked up from the estate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're gonna be doing for the next probably like 5 hours. It's gonna be fun.
Sounds about right.
Okay. Oriana, you are escorted back out. And once back in the street, those gates shut behind you. And you are left on your own. Do you just head back to your own manor? House?
Yeah, she just walks back.
You begin to walk back. The rest of you make your way to Cal's estate. When you get there, or just on like the outskirts of it, where Rena told you, it is large, not quite as large as Cade's, but grounds are fairly huge. This is a big place. And you can see like in the distance the large sort of mansion, like it actually looks almost like where Cade's was oh shit, we just lost Jake. I think his PC went out. Okay, hang on guys, we're just gonna go for some technical difficulties for a moment.
He's restarting. He'll be back.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Just a little technical difficulty with computers, of course. The other four. You are at the estate. You see people milling about a little bit in the streets. The manor is there. Also, gates closed. Where currently from where you are, I don't know how close you want to be. So I'll say like initially you're just like walking up towards the manor from the street, and you just see, or this large estate. What I was explaining, the difference. So where Cade's estate that you've been to is much more of like a gothic sort of like mansion-esque building of a house. This, as you sort of get closer and can kind of see its tower a little bit over the walls that surround the compound, is more of like a castle.
Oh.
So Cade's is larger, like his grounds are larger and his manor is larger, but his construction is more of like a Victorian Gothic, whereas this is more of like a medieval, like castle-esque kind of design and architecture.
And from where we're standing, I guess if we're walking up to it, is there a fence? Is it a stone wall? What is it?
A large stone wall, probably about 10 to 12 feet high.
Is there like metal grates? Like it's there?
No, you just see
you know what I mean?
Just at the front there is similar to at Cade's estate. There is that like ornate filigreed like wrought iron kind of nice gate structure that likely opens and closes to let like deliveries or people or vehicles.
But we can't see inside it.
No. If you pass by the gate, you can. It's bars, so you can see through them. It's not completely opaque.
Okay.
You can see it like as you pass by.
But it's only at the gate.
Are you guys like get? Yeah, it's only at the gate. Otherwise, you've got a big wall. That stops you.
Okay.
Are you passing? Are you guys? Because I wasn't sure how close you guys are getting. So.
Okay.
So I'm letting you guys determine what you want to do here.
Alrighty.
Ari, do you think you can pick that lock on the gate there to get in? You said that we'd make a distraction and you could go in and sneak by.
You mean right now out in the open? No, I've learned that one.
Second time's a charm.
I mean, I can make a distraction out here on the street, or to try and get them to come out. I don't think you can. I don't know if you can pick it, but if it's like the other place that we've been where Cade lives, if the guards come out, they probably have to open the gate. Maybe at that point you can get in.
Then slip in.
Problem is going to be getting back. Problem is going to be maybe getting back out. I don't know how you're going to do that, but that's on you.
I mean, would everything come in through the front gate, or?
I mean, it's the most accessible from the street.
I think.
So again, remember, this is like, think of it like. I just want to give you a good idea of like what you're coming onto here. Think of this as like the castle, like the manor itself, the castle-like structure, likely has multiple doors, probably multiple entrances. This is to get onto the grounds, and the grounds have gardens, have hedges, have probably
a maze.
a guard station, probably have like fountains, probably have like there might even be like an archery sort of ranch kind of thing. There might be like horse, like a place to like walk horses. Like these are huge estates, and so getting into the area, you get the sense. You can try to walk around. It's gonna take you a little bit, but you get the sense of like probably there's only one way to get in to the actual grounds. Once you're in there, you likely have a lot of reign of where you want to go, unless you can figure out a way to get over the wall on one of the other sides. But you get the sense is it's a one-way in out to get onto the grounds. Then from there you can kind of figure out how you want to make your way.
How about this? Why don't I get? Oh, I'm the only one here. Okay. Why don't I try to like lift Navari? Oh, it's 10 feet tall though. The wall.
Yeah, 10 to 12. Yeah.
Well, hang on. They're preparing for a party, which means supplies have to come in and out. Let's just wait it out, and then I can like jump in the back of a wagon or something, like invisibly jump on the back of a wagon or something.
Oh, you want me to just make you invisible then?
Well, I mean, we should wait a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look around. I'll look around. Is there and try to like get a good like spot for observation that's not too conspicuous, because if we're just standing out here.
Yeah,
in
go
the
ahead and
street,
make a
sort of
perception check.
Can I assist her in that?
Yeah, if you're both kind of like looking for a good place, so Navari can make it with advantage. Or
I will give it. I'll give Navari advantage.
Okay, so go ahead, perception with advantage.
31.
Okay, amazing. With a 31, multiple spots that you see, but there are like a few sort of like alleyways and areas that you can kind of just hang around where you don't think anyone will sort of think twice about you, that you can kind of duck into. You may have to be a little stealthy while you're there, just because like standing there for any period of time, like even though they're good areas that you're going to have a good view of the manor, if you're not keeping yourself inconspicuous, like people might look at you and be like, why are these people standing here for 6 hours and watching what's going on here? That's kind of weird. So yeah, but you do find there are actually multiple spots, and there's like one that's really, really good that gives you like a good view of the entire sort of front of this area where you could see anything coming or going from the gate, and coming from like either side of the street.
I'll sort of nod my head toward to the group towards one of the alleys and kind of say, I'll list off like 3 of the spots and say, all right, the alley across the street there, it's gonna have shade all day. I'm gonna go there. Over on that stoop, also another good spot for hanging out. And under that awning there, you wouldn't look conspicuous, just trying to keep out of the weather over there. Zav and I will go into the alley. We've got the Rocky Talkies.
Okay. I'll go to the stoop, I guess.
Okay. All right. So I need all of you to make like stealth checks just to be inconspicuous. I will let you make it. Hang on. I'll let you make it with just regular Nemron, because this isn't you trying to be sneaky.
Oh, okay.
This is you trying to like act like you're not doing anything strange. Like this is not you trying to like sneak into somewhere. This is you trying to like
blend
pass
in.
pass yourself off as like just part of the crowd.
So stealth check?
Yeah, stealth check. 16. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, well 16 is your first roll.
It's the first one, yeah.
Navarre is 24. Let me roll for Zavrin. Zavrin does great. Okay, but I think Navari kind of offsets. Okay, so Zavrin's kind of flamboyant, Navari, and like what he wears is kind of flamboyant. So he kind of stands out a little bit like a sore thumb, but you are able to kind of like pull him behind you, and kind of like press him like up against one of the walls, so that he's kind of not standing out so much. And then I will just roll this. Okay, cool. You all settle yourselves in your areas to watch to watch the front of this manor. How long would you like to scope for?
I think we're waiting for something to like
a last minute delivery.
Something to enter the last minute delivery, something to enter the grounds. And I would get on the Rocky Talkie. All right, Zav and I will take care of the invisibility and getting onto the wagon, but I think we need one of you to cause a ruckus when
Okay.
When on our signal.
Wait. Zavrin will just be like, wait, you want me to make you invisible, but then you also want a distraction. Why?
So they don't notice me jumping onto the back of the wagon.
But you're going to be invisible.
Right. Okay. I mean, maybe it's less conspicuous if there is no distraction.
Right. Zav literally just stares at you and is like, right?
Zav, we're both bad at this. Let's go. All right, simplest plan.
Do you want me to do both? Actually, I don't know if I can do both because I think I have to concentrate on both. But do you need me to do both? I can fire some blasts at something.
I don't need you arrested again. All right, simplest plan. Invisible onto the wagon.
Okay.
And then if in that way, like if things go wrong, the only person getting arrested again is me.
Yeah, these are all.
DM, I have a question.
I mean, I could make Nemeron and Artemis look like cows.
I think Navari thinks about this seriously for a second.
Or horses.
You know.
But I don't know if we're going to be able to explode them. That's the thing. Because then we'd have to actually explode Artemis and Nemeron.
You know, as much as I'd like to see that, I think we have to take the simplest route. But keep turning Artie into a cow on the back burner.
Okay. So just the invisibility.
Just the invisibility.
A wee little calf.
Yeah, a calf.
All right. So you guys start to watch. You do see some like a group. Initially, you don't see like a wagon, but you do see a group of people step up to the front of the of this manor. You see an exchange happen between a guard and the group, and then you watch, and they look fairly plainly clothed. But I will say anyone who wants to can make a perception check.
I feel like if I'm watching, it's only fair to make one.
Mm-hmm.
Perception.
I think all of you are watching. So, Artemis, you notice because of like where you are under the awning, and you kind of have a where Navari's like staring sort of straight on. She's looking at their backs. You kind of see at an angle. You see them present something to the guard. You don't get, because they're quite far from you, you don't get a good look of exactly what it is, but it looks like maybe like some kind of a badge or medal or kind of identification or something like that. You can't see because it's kind of small and held in their hand, but you can see that they're presenting it. But you get the sense that that is what gives the guard like the okay. They nod and go and press a button, and the gates begin to open up. And you watch the gates open up, and these people start to walk in. And then the gates close again. That happens in the first maybe 10-15 minutes. You wait again, and you see another group of people. You don't see a cart. You don't see a cart carried by like a horse, but you do see a group of people with one of those like carts that you carry behind you, with the two handles, something under a cover that you can't see. It's got like one of those like khaki colored cargo kind of like tarp things, and they also come up, and after a moment are also the button is pressed, gates open to let them through.
Is this good enough?
Are you asking that to the rest of the group on the walkie-talkie thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nemeron, Artemis, you hear that?
Yes. Sure.
It looks to me like you can just walk in. I don't know if you need to get under a cart at all, but make your best judgment when you get up there.
The cart will help, though, I think, getting you in there.
Oh.
Am I making you invisible?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
I believe in you. Let's go,
right.
Dancing Devil.
All right, so just want to make sure. Casting it on you, touching you, Navari. You go invisible. As Zabrin stays in the alleyway to concentrate on the spell. You are now invisible. What do you do?
I think somebody's gonna notice me get in a hand cart. The weight shifting is gonna be too much. So I think I am like gonna soft step right up to the back of the cart and like just stick to the rear of it as close as I can. Right. I'm hoping that the noise of the wheels on the cobblestones is going to mask me sneaking behind.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage because you are invisible.
Okay.
All right, with the 26, you get right up behind the cart. The gates open. You follow in behind, and you manage to pass through and watch the gates shut behind you. You are now in the grounds, these large grounds with a large sort of castle-like structure in front of you, gardens and fountains ahead. Off to each side, you see various other structures of various types. You can't tell exactly what they are. Like there's buildings, but you don't know exactly what they're for. But that's what you see as you are inside.
I think looking around, she's going to go towards the place that's going to be the most hidden, and I'm going to assume that is like garden or hedges, just in this sort of like immediate sense.
Okay, yeah, easily enough to start to make your way in that direction. You get over to sort of like these large hedges. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Another natty. 31.
All right. With a 31, you kind of like hunker down near like a very edge of this like hedge where you don't think anyone will pass by close enough to like notice you, and start to take sort of like a purview of these grounds. What you notice is there's you can see a lot of movement and activity happening right now. You can see things being set up in the gardens, lights. You see banners. You see like tables and like other like sculptures almost that have been done. You see like flowers being settled in different like planters and things like that around just to make the area and you look nice. And you see people just like running around sort of everywhere, like getting all of this stuff ready. You also see a ton, like a lot, not to the point where like you can't move, but you see a lot of guards patrolling the areas. The other thing you notice is with some of these guards, dogs. There are dogs sniffing the areas, likely to make sure that even if something is maybe not seen by the human eye, is smelled by the animal nose.
Oof.
but you see them kind of walking around in various patterns. You can, with a natural 20 for 31, see a way through sort of the patrols once you give it like a couple of minutes to kind of like see how they're moving, especially with the hectic action. Like they can't, you get the sense that right now, because it's so hectic and because there's so much staff running through this area trying to get ready for the party, they can't take their normal patrol routes. So they're a little bit doing their best to make things work at the moment. You get the sense that probably once this is all done and set up, they will get more into an actual tighter format. So you actually get the sense that right now you have if you were to try to do this at nighttime when everything's set up and they have their like tight patrol, it'd be really hard to get through here. But you get the sense that you can kind of plan out a route using some of the staff that are like kind of running around to get yourself through and where you need to go if you want to get closer to that castle-like manor structure.
Yeah, even if I'm invisible, if I'm out here with random dog patrols, I'm gonna get detected at one point. All right, Navari's going to reach into her pocket and pull out the moldy old 1 hit point biscuit that she has not eaten that already gave like a week ago and is probably soggy.
They only last 24 hours,
Yeah.
I believe.
So I have a non-magical dry moldy, because it's been wet, cookie in my pocket.
Oh yeah, I think this was not this was not part of the temporary hit point stuff. This was something that you guys just made.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember that you were just trying to do something nice. Okay, yeah, you pull it out. It's soggy and like mushy and kind of disgusting. Maybe a little slimy too.
Yeah, if it's pungent enough, Navari's going to take a sniff of it. Ooh. And just mush it up and then toss it into the bushes behind her.
Okay, go ahead and... I mean, are you just trying to like, because the hedge is like literally right beside you, are you just like stuffing your hand in there and then like crumbling it inside?
Yeah, crumbling it up like
okay.
something smelly on the grounds.
Okay, yeah. So you put it like right in the corner of the hedge where you currently are. You crumble it up.
And then yeah, I'm gonna
ask you this because you're fairly you've done this kind of thing before. Make an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
Okay, with a 15. Okay, so you crumbled it up in your hand.
Oh, that's a saving throw. Sorry, that is a 10. No, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. That's an
11,
sorry.
Right? Yeah. It's still not that hard. You crumbled it up in your hand. You put it in the bush. Ugh. Your hand smells like shit.
Excellent.
Do you have something to wash your hand with?
I mean, I have my water skin. I haven't used it, so presumably it's still full of water.
You might want to do that because otherwise you're going to be taking that stench with you, my friend.
Yeah. Squish, 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 squish. Grass.
All right. Yep. All right. So you smell it. It's still kind of not great because you didn't have like soap or anything, but the pungent odor is a little bit is reduced. So you don't feel like that's going to have too much of a negative effect on you.
Yeah, if I get the first chance I get it to like dip my hands in a fountain or something, I'll.
Yeah. You feel like you've washed it enough at this point. You're just like, yeah, you don't think you're going to be taking the stench with you, thankfully. But had you left it on your hands, you sure would have.
Okay, so I think hanging around outside is going to get me caught.
Now with that smelly bush beside you, yeah.
Yeah. So now is the time to move. I think Navari's going to assume that with these servants moving in and out, that they're not doing patrols of dogs inside the grounds. Like
well, you're
inside
far
the
from the. What I'm saying is like right now you're far from the castle structure. You're not even close to that. Yeah, you have to get across these grounds to get there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you don't know
have to...
because you can't really see like all the way to them, but you get the sense that these are more like probably exterior guards.
All right. She's not going to beat around the bush too much with this. Like the rhythm. I'm assuming that the rhythm of the servants, though chaotic, is largely the ebb and flow of setting up. So in and out.
Yep.
So she's
like I said, with your 31, you think you have a path that can get you through there.
Yeah, she's going to keep this as straightforward as possible and just like literally moving as quietly as possible. Just follow one of the servants that is heading in, allowing the servant to sort of clear the way.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage again.
Okay. $31.
All right, with a 31, easily enough, you're able to use the servant to get your way up to sort of this the front of the manor. You see the servant turn and head sort of around the side. You do see the front doors in front of you. They are closed right now. You still following the servant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moves around to the side, and there is a table set up where you can see like platters. Not they don't have like warm food on them.
Yeah.
But you can see like they have like hors d'oeuvres, but ones that are okay to be kind of like set up now, covered. They have like all of these like almost like plastic coverings on them to make sure that they won't get eaten by bugs or anything like that. But they're there, and you see the servant go over to one of these platters and grab it and turn and head sort of your direction. You easily like move out of the way to make sure that they don't run into you. But they pass by you, likely going back out towards the garden areas to reset up or place these things where they need to be. Go ahead and make another perception check for me.
Okay.
And I'll say at this point you're getting to around 15 minutes of stealth. Of invisibility. With an 15. It's not that hard to see. You see also coming out from from around sort of the back of this castle-like structure, and it is long, but coming up towards this table is another group of servants, and every so often you see them coming and like laying down another platter on this table, and then walking back. There are still guards on this side of the manor, but they're far enough right now that you feel like you're in an okay place. Likely they're not going to bring the dogs here because the food's here, and it's going to throw off their smell anyways, and they feel comfortable enough that if something's got by them at this point, like they have to hope that the interior whatever's going on here, like someone's going to notice. But they would have had to get through all of those guards. So they don't keep the dogs up here, so you feel like you're okay here at least to move around a little bit.
Okay, so these are already pre-prepared foods. There's an opportunity here to get to the kitchen if I play my cards right.
Potentially.
Yeah, so I am going to go into my bag and pull out the bottle of ink I bought with the parchment.
Okay.
um, and wait until nobody's looking, and then just upend it, like toss it into one of the platters of food. Upend it into one of the platters of food.
Okay. So you like pour it on. Are you opening the lid of one of these platters, and like actually pouring
That
it
would-
on the food inside, or on top of the lid?
Oh, you know what? This is. It's too weird if it's on top. If like somebody be like, who poured ink all over this? I need to spoil the food, and I know it's a riskier maneuver, but I think I need to like gently lift up one of the lids and just tip the bottle inside. Hopefully, whoever's got it sloshes it around enough that they notice that there's something up with the food.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
No. I'm just trying to understand. So you're putting it. Okay, so you're putting it on one of the platters that's like already out there. That's being taken back the way that you came, right?
Actually, you know what? This is dumb. I've got it. I'm gonna wait for a servant not to look, and then just push a platter onto the ground.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth, just a stealth check for me, with advantage again because you're invisible.
Oh, right, advantage. Okay.
Yeah, just see. I mean, 25 is great, but all right. So with a 25, you just like kind of like do 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 whoop, and the platter just goes, and you see a couple of like guards like look over at the sound, and as one of the servants is like coming out with like another one to place down, the guard says, "Hey, you're not even storing this right. It's falling everywhere. You guys are useless. Come on, clean it up." And you just see like sorry. That's our fault. We must have not placed things right. And goes and starts picking the food off the ground, putting it back onto like the tray, placing the cover on it, picking it up, and starting to walk back to that back area to go around into going behind this castle like manor. So what are you doing?
I am going to. Okay, so they're somebody is cleaning this up. That's the person I am following.
Okay.
Yeah.
The person that cleans it up. Okay, you're following them. Go ahead and make another stealth check for me.
Okay. Ooh, I'm a little bit. Oh, with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage, please.
28.
The 28. Easily enough, you follow behind this person. Eventually, you come to like a smaller door at the back of this. It's a long walk, but you get to a smaller door at the back. You do see guards in this area as well. Just around like sort of the door, keeping an eye. But you do see this person kind of going, like opening, like you see other people coming out of this door and passing by with more of those platters. And you see this person coming by and like and going inside. Are you trying to follow in as this person goes in the door?
I am going to try to follow in. My intent is like, if servants are coming in and out, they're all wearing uniforms. I might be able, if I follow him to where he's going, I might be able to get a hold of a uniform or one of those badges.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'll just let that stealth stand. Easily enough, you follow in behind this person and end up inside the large kitchens of this castle, castle-like manor. You see people running to and fro. This person like comes in and kind of goes over to sort of like a garbage chute like area and like tosses the food, gets a yell from like one of the chefs. Is like, "Oh, you're wasting all the food that we're making. God, you guys can't do anything right. Ah, I've got to make more." And again, you get the sorry, doing our best. And kind of goes off to go grab another one of those sort of platters. But you see people chopping up like fresh produce. You see people cooking meats. You see people making pastries. This is a huge, large kitchen, and there is a cacophony of energy and sound and movement.
Good. So I've got upside, I've got a cover of lots of noise, but downside, there's lots of people moving everywhere.
Yeah,
so...
and you kind of like press yourself up to like one of the walls out of the way just initially, just to like get your bearings for a moment. But you are here. This is the kitchen. There's a lot of people moving around.
All right. I am going to keep an eye out.
And I'll say at this point you're getting to like around 25 minutes of stealth, of invisibility.
Yeah, so I think I need to head further in and try to suss out where either chefs or servants' uniforms would be kept, presumably somewhere nearby, because like if somebody spilled something on themselves, they'd want to change quickly.
Okay. So in this kitchen, you have a door. So like you came in the door that you came in. Right across from where you came in is another door, and then over on your sort of like left-hand side is, you can see like another door. Both of them are fairly nondescript, kind of like wooden doors.
Let's see what's behind door number 1. Oh, if I open a door, it's going to be super conspicuous. There's a lot of focus on me. I getting stressed out. All right.
I mean, this is what you built a rogue for, right?
Yeah.
This is your moment to shine.
I
mean, again, there's a lot of people, but there's a lot going on as well.
Yeah. All right. Navari is looks around at what's cooking and what's sitting on shelves.
I mean, there's lots of things sitting on shelves. There's like pots, pans, ladles, things like that. There's also in certain places like slabs of meat that are yet to be cooked, that are still being like cut up, like waiting. There's some produce that again is like off to the side and washed, but has yet to be like cut or prepared to be cooked.
All right, she's gonna.
There's like there's juices and things like that as well.
She's gonna. Hey, knocking stuff over seems to be working. She doesn't need anybody to get burned, so she's going to like move up to one of the like heaps of produce and choose something leafy to just push to the dirty ground.
Okay. You push over some of like the lettuce that they were going to use in like a salad probably, or something like that, and it flops on the ground, and you see one of the preparers like kind of looks over. I gotta clean this again. God damn.
All right.
And goes and comes over to like start picking it up. Go ahead and make another stealth check for me to like get out of the way so that you're not standing there when okay, easily enough. Easily enough you sidestep with a 25. But you see them kind of on the ground. You see a couple more people kind of like look over, and you see a few like jokes go back and forth, like, you're such an idiot. Now that's going to take you another like 15 minutes to wash that again. Oh man,
all right.
You're so behind.
That's time for door number 1. Hopefully what it looks like is like somebody, like when they see the door move, just looks like somebody just went through it.
So which is door number 1, the one that was directly across from where you originally came in?
Yeah, I don't want to try to cross the kitchen at this point. So.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth. For this, I want it to just be a straight because this has less to do with you being 30. No problem.
30 is just the first one. Yeah, sorry about that. I hit.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, this was less about you being invisible and more about like how far you have to move the door. This is actually one of those doors that like pushes and goes both ways, like swings both ways.
Nice. So it's gonna look like somebody just like powered through or something.
Yeah. So you push it through, and you actually do it in a way that you're able to like get through, and then you kind of like let it close gently, so it just sways. So it maybe just looks like breeze going by. But as you turn around, you are in a very, very large dining room. Maybe like a 40-person long, one of those big long tables in a room. Sort of these like arcane lights lighting the interior of this area.
Are there nameplates?
No. You do see people moving. You do see a couple of servants kind of on either side of this hall at the like serving stands, seemingly preparing things. You can see that the dining table is being set up. They haven't got to that point yet. They haven't started like the plates and stuff like that have not yet been put out. It looks like they've been like the tablecloth has been placed, the runner, the centerpieces, and you can see these two people are likely getting more like candles and things like that to place, candlesticks and things like that to place in the center of the table. And you do see them eventually like move from the like the serving stands over to the table and start to like place things down to again liven up the table a little bit more. But you get the sense that this table is being set. It's just taking time.
Okay, like a very straightforward but possibly bonkers idea occurs to her. She looks towards the front entrance of the dining hall. Does there seem to be like a concierge stand there?
No. Okay. So in this room, you have so it's interesting. Okay. So you've got two long tables set up side by side. Each of the tables has like probably like 15 or 20 places. Again, it's still being set up. There's another table set up. Again, think of this as set up much like a castle. So there's like almost like the king's table that is much like smaller, where only like a couple of people would sit. And then there's these two long tables where the majority of the guests would sit. Then on either side, there are in either corner, there are serving stands where likely like dishes are brought out, where the plates are like cleaned before they're set in front of the diners. And then above you see two large like arcanely lit like chandeliers. And then straight out from behind where you came out of is a wide open archway that looks out directly into what looks to be another hall, and then out again into a large, long hall of some kind. You can't really see it from where you currently stand here. You'd have to like move out further to go in that direction.
All right, so Navari's not going to be able to.
You're at 30 minutes of invisibility at this point.
I think what occurs to her is that she's not going to be able to get uniforms without doing something to a servant or finding them. But fancy parties generally have guest lists. And she's going to take her best guess at where they would keep that. So she's gonna try to cross the hall into the other room where the entrance to this place was, and attempt to see if there's like an entry stand or like some sort of reception area where they would keep this book, like keep the guest list.
Okay. So you step past this dining hall area, and there's a hall. And on either side, you see this hall run on either side of you, and just like with a quick glance, you can see on one side there's a doorway, and on the other side, is there a doorway on the other side? One side is a. Hang on, make sure I'm explaining this correctly. Yeah, sorry. One side is a door, like a nice ornate wooden door. The other side is another like opening to another hallway that you can kind of see in. That there's like another wall that you can see, but it leads off somewhere else further into this structure, and that's on either side of you. And then straight ahead of you is this hall, and the hall goes for maybe like 250 feet or so, and goes all the way to what you would assume is probably the front of the estate. Like front
that's
of
where
this.
she's.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Okay, so as you step through into this hallway, what you see, just initially, is right beside you are two large statues of like sort of like armored-esque statues standing there as a likely just like a there to like be a piece, you know.
She's
Oh, go ahead.
okay. Okay, no, that's cool.
They're
Keep
there
going.
for art. On either side, like right as you come in, is like furniture, like cabinetry, that looks to have various like trinkets or things that could be in them. And right in front of you, there is within this hallway like 3 rugs, like ornate, nice rugs that decorate and line this area. One is sort of this more like golden, like bluish color. That's the one that's like right in front of you. Then there's this like big, large black square rug. And then beyond that is like another sort of like red, like Oriental style rug. And then down further is a long gold and orange sort of rug as well. And again, as you come down, there's like more bookcases that line the wall. And then you see again another, so that the 2 ornate sort of statues that you see are quite large. Down further, you see smaller sort of statues of armor, suits of armor that line the area that are like way down at the other end of the hall. But that's what you see when you come in here.
She gives a moment of pause to wonder if these folks are rich enough to trap their own hall with attack statues. Is there anybody else in here right now?
In this area, not that you see right now. This is like an empty area.
Okay, out comes the Rocky Talkie.
Well, I mean, you're in an open area. Behind, just a few feet behind you, was the dining hall where the 2 servants were, and you're in an open castle area. You think pretty much like the acoustics in here probably going to be pretty good, because these are like wide open stone, large high ceilinged rooms.
Okay, she thinks better of this and
so you might want to either like get further in or find a different, like go one of the other directions or whatever. But
she's gonna she's going to go further in and hope that the further down the hall doesn't have additional servants in there, and then move to a corner.
Okay, are you going like just straight through? Or are you going along the side of the hall? Like, what are you doing?
She's so unsure of like what rich people do in their own homes that I think she's gonna like literally not step on the rug and like circumnavigate the outsides of the room, because like it could be like if you don't have a badge, a statue attacks you.
Yep. Okay. So are you going the left or right side?
I guess if I came out, I'm going to go down the left side.
Okay. Okay, the left side. So you're left. Okay. You start to go down the left-hand side. You pass by that cabinetry. You do see a door on your left-hand side, closed. Also like sort of like ornate wood. You're continuing past that, right, to get to the end of this hallway.
It might be a good place to talk, so I think she's just going to try the knob to see if it's locked.
It is not locked.
If possible, then slip into whatever side room this is.
Okay. I would like you to make a stealth check. Straight, please.
27.
All right. You slide into this area. You see, turning to your left, as you quietly get in here and close the door behind you, a guard that is walking down and patrolling this area. To your right, passes by you, like doesn't see you, is just kind of like patrolling the hall. Directly in front of you is what look to be rooms of some sort, like a hallway, a short hallway with doors on either side. And to your right, a stairway down. And then to your left, more hall, which is, you see the guard like come down your way, kind of look around. You kind of like makes motion, then continues going back towards that other hallway, which is likely back where the dining room was. Remember that open hallway that led out? This probably leads into that area.
All right, I will wait for the guard to leave, and then now that I'm isolated in the room, pull out the
Well, you're not
walkie-talkie.
okay. The guard doesn't like. This is an open, like hall area. The guard doesn't come near you, but patrols up to a portion of the hall, stops. You see, I'll say like from where you are, and you have pretty good perception. What's your passive?
21.
Okay, yeah. So you have a good passive. You see the guard get to like the maybe like 60 feet away from you. You see him say something to another guard. You don't really make it out, but probably another guard like says something and then turns on the patrol, comes back, and is just kind of patrolling just this stretch of the area.
Okay, well, I'm going to assume not many people are going down, so I am going to go down that staircase.
All right. You head down the staircase. Please give me a stealth check with advantage.
32.
All right. You come down, and you are in a small room with an open that leads further into what looks like some sort of basement that doesn't have a doorway, again, like an archway, but like an open area.
Is there anybody down here?
Did you walk further in?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk further in.
Yeah, you see two guards.
Son of
And a door. You see two guards, and you see a door at the other end, and then you see like another opening to your like right hand side that goes into some other room.
Opening doors at this point just like continues to be a risky endeavor. Like every time it could be the one that gets caught by a guard.
Yeah, you're getting about probably like around 40 minutes at this point of invisibility. You got 20 left.
All right. She's not going to risk. She's not going to risk opening more doors just to get further into somewhere that she doesn't know. So I think she's going to go back up the stairs and try to get back into that hall area.
Okay.
This was obviously.
Go ahead.
Oh no, this is obviously a bad choice going this way.
Okay. So you're gonna go through that door that takes you back into the main hall?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a straight stealth for me.
26.
All right. Yeah, you gently open the door and shut it behind you.
All right, I'll continue.
Hall.
I'm going to continue down the left side until I feel like I am somewhere deep enough that someone's not going to hear me, like in a corner or.
You tell me how you want to go all the way to the very, very end, or you want to stop like where you are in front of this door, or where?
You said there's bookshelves, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to actually turn into the bookshelves, and if there's a gap anywhere in the books, just stick my head in there with the walkie-talkie.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You do that. You're able to make enough room for yourself to do this.
Click. Oriana.
I assume I get the beep beep.
Yeah,
beep,
yeah.
beep,
I mean,
beep,
you're
beep.
probably getting ready at this point. I haven't gone back to you yet, but you're probably at this point getting ready.
Oriana's
Or actually, you're probably getting because they got here. They waited. They didn't wait all that long. So you're maybe just starting. You just got home and you're just basically starting to get yourself.
Yeah. Oriana's gonna make sure her eyes are wiped and everything again. And hello.
Yeah, you don't see anything because Navari is invisible, so you don't see a projection. But you hear Navari's voice.
I don't have a lot of time. Maybe about 15 minutes of invisibility. I'm inside. What's the name of the estate again? It's the
Cal's Manor.
Cal's Manor. I think messing with the servants is not an option. Where would you keep a guest book?
Well, I guess the book wouldn't probably be open, not out in the open, I don't think. If anything, the servants would probably keep it hidden away until the party started, at which point whoever is acting as the person at the door to greet people and announce people would probably have it at that point.
This is the one shot I think we've got. If we don't, I'm just gonna have to hide somewhere until this thing kicks off.
I will just say, Oriana, you know that when you've ever had if you're it's usually your head chamberlain, Kieran, who keeps it's the most trusted of the staff to keep that, usually the right hand to the head of the estate kind of thing.
It would be whoever the head of the staff is that likely has access to it right now, or maybe even have it on their person. What happened to the plan of did they not take the bribes? Are they not bribable?
Well, one of you would have had to have given me money.
Did no one give you? No, look at the bag of holding. Oh, Scheiße. I don't.
I mean, stabbing's not off the table, but
Listen, I'm not exactly in a good headspace right now to deal with complications to plans.
All right, it's 6 hours, roughly.
Vrenna and I are going to be able to get in. Maybe it's just the two of us. If you can stay hidden, very well hidden, then I don't know, maybe once the party has started you can try and get up to wherever Cal's room might be in, and again, it skirts the law so much. Do you have the way to communicate with Zavran telepathically?
I hold up the. Well, I don't hold up the walkie-talkie. I just kind of like shake my head as I'm holding the walkie-talkie.
You're invisible. I don't know what you're doing.
We're talking. This is how I communicate.
Scheiße.
Look, if you were the Chamberlain 6 hours before a big party, where would you be?
I would be making sure everything is ready for the party. I would be all over the place. I would be in the kitchen. I would be making sure the master of the house's needs are attended to.
So, one way to get the Chamberlain for sure is if something were to go horribly wrong.
If something were to go horribly wrong, yes, the Chamberlain would probably be called in order to handle the situation.
Okay then. I think I can handle that.
Oh, by the gods.
I've got like 10 minutes left.
Yeah, you do. At this point.
All right. Navari out. Click.
This is going to go so badly.
I'm going to inch my way back along the left wall towards the dining area.
Okay, easily enough to do.
Do the tables contain candles?
Not lit yet.
She is going to.
They do look like there's like candlesticks sitting there.
If there's nobody in here, she'll look around to make sure that nobody's in there and
there's
start
the two
lighting.
servants.
Oh, right.
And they're moving around now. Like you see, they're starting to they've placed stuff on the table. They're now starting to get the place mats out. They're starting to place those on the tables. So they're like starting to move around constantly as they're setting the place settings to have a dinner.
God damn it. So many people making this the worst.
I mean, it's a big party, man.
Yeah. Ooh.
What you doing?
So no lighting. I didn't expect to be going solo so long.
This is your bag. I mean, just think, you didn't get caught yet. That's a plus.
Okay. Back away from the dining area, moving back down the left wall. Is anything looking precarious?
Okay, so you're going back to that main hall again. Okay, is anything looking precarious? I mean, you could try pushing over a cabinet. You could try pushing over one of the statues. You could. I mean, those statues are really big though. Like, maybe you could try pushing one of the statues at the other end. Maybe they're a bit smaller. Like the ones that are like right beside you, right near the dining room, are fairly large. You could try pushing over the cabinetry. Probably pretty heavy, but you could try. The bookshelves again, similarly, you could try to push over a bookshelf. But again, you're running out of time.
Yeah. Okay. Distraction might not work. I've got 10 minutes. I would have to like get the Chamberlain out and steal his book and put it back somehow, which I think is not going to happen. So,
yeah, and you have to do that all in 10 minutes while getting out of the estate while invisible. Probably not doable in 10 minutes at this point. Getting out, doable in 10 minutes if you can make it work. Using the same route that you came in with. You'd have to make double time to do it, but probably do it. But if you're going to try any kind of tomfoolery in here, you're probably not going to make it back out with invisibility at least on. So I'll let you make that choice. You can do something in here, and your invisibility comes off, or you can try to make your way back through the kitchens, out and around. Or you can try to go through the front door, but you didn't see that door open, so you're not really sure.
I think
how that's going.
I think I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. So at this point, trying to find a disguise or a hiding place. I'm not going to get off this estate. I think I need to be in here, either as staff or just waiting for the party. So
where are you going?
There was another door in the kitchen, and I think that was my best shot for getting a uniform of some sort. So
okay, so you're going back through the dining room to the kitchen. The other door. All right, go ahead and make a stealth check at straight because you're trying to open the door. 29. Yep. You manage to make your way through confidently and quietly. You see the kitchen is, again, still as hectic as before. There's another door on the other side. Now it's on your right-hand side because you came in from the dining room before. It was on your left. Now it's on your right.
I am, by the way, I'm very left-right directionally challenged, so this has been like a real issue.
You haven't steered yourself wrong so far. I mean, you haven't done anything that's broken anything, so.
I will head towards that right door.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check just with advantage because you're trying to get across the kitchen without running into anyone, causing any issues.
Ooh, not quite as sneaky, but 22. Okay.
As you're moving across the kitchen, you don't see one of the kitchen staff turning quickly and moving to go get something. They slam into you, and what's in their hands goes whoosh, smashes into the ground. They go, "What the hell?" Something was there. They can't see it. You got like kind of knocked. What are you doing at this point? Sorry, I rolled a natural 20 on the perception check there.
Okay.
But they can't see. Yeah, they can't see you. This person just turned around and slammed into you, dropped their tray. It's crashed onto the ground, and they're like at the point where they're like, "What the hell?" And they're about to like reach out to see what's going on.
Well, I think Navari's got to like step back and like flatten herself against whatever wall is there.
Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity save for me.
Okay. Luck is beginning to run out.
At a 19, I rolled real bad, so I rolled a 2. So they go to grab in the air and are like, "What?" As you like flatten yourself like against one of the, I'll say, like cabinets that are in the kitchen that hold various utensils and things like that. And the other people like have kind of like turned and stopped for a second and are like, "Dude, what's going on? Are you that clumsy? Like, we just prepared that. Now it's all dirty. We're gonna have to throw it out. Oh God, it's just one thing after another today, isn't it?" And he's just like, okay, I must have just, I don't know, I must have tripped over my own feet or something, but I swear I ran into something. And you have this like back and forth going, and he starts to like clean it up, and the kitchen kind of like gets back into motion again.
All right, I'm gonna use that like conversation that they're having to like inch my way past this guy towards that door while they're temporarily engaged with each other.
Okay, you get over to the door easily enough. I won't make you make another check for that. This door is not a swinging door. This door is like a handled door.
I mean, it's not pretty, but I think I'm running out of possible distractions. They're gonna get suspicious if more stuff falls over and more things get knocked over. So I think she is just gonna, like, old school, as quiet as she can, lift the latch and almost like the sense that somebody just forgot to close it. Gently push it open as if like the last person who went through just didn't latch it properly.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make again a stealth check, just straight, because you're trying to just open the door with no one really noticing.
Oh,
A 19.
things are getting grim.
Well, they don't notice, so you manage to make it through the door and like gently shut it behind you. You're in a very small hallway with a couple of rooms on either side. And one straight ahead.
So I've got about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, you do.
She looks she's guessing that the room on the right is probably towards the outside of the building.
Yeah, the room on your right would be going towards the main hall again.
Okay, so she wants to move away from the main hall, presuming that there would be less people, likely less connecting with less people. So would take the one on the left then. And
okay, go ahead and make a stealth with just straight. Open the door.
Natural 20.
You open the door and quietly let yourself inside. You are in some type of servant's quarter. You can see one person getting themselves ready for the event, putting their uniform on, making themselves sort of respectable, and after a moment, leaving out through the door. They didn't notice you come in. They were too busy like in the mirror getting themselves ready. They leave. You are in here by yourself.
How tall were they?
How tall were they? Probably like normal human size.
Ooh, okay, it'd be a bit of a stretch, but I might be able to pull it off. Navari's just like, okay, well, if this is a service quarter, they're likely not going to be coming back to it too often tonight, and this is a chance to get something to wear. So she's going to start like rummaging through this person's stuff.
Okay. So you're just gonna like search. Go ahead and make an investigation for me, because you didn't see them specifically like go in a bag or anything. They were already had their clothes on. You search the room. You do find like various pieces of clothing. You you kind of got a look at what they were wearing. It didn't look like what the kitchen staff was wearing. It looked like something else. You figure with what you have, you can kind of try to throw that together. It was a little intricate, but you can kind of try to throw that uniform together with the various pieces that you managed to dig out.
All right. The Rocky Talkie back on. I will. People waiting out in the alley. Who's more responsible, Nemeron or Artie? Artie. Click.
Again, you hear Navari's voice. You don't see her just yet.
Hello?
My invisibility is just about up. I wasn't able to find another way in, but I am hidden for the time being.
Yeah, I can't see it at all.
Well, there's a reason for that. Look, I've got an outfit. It's might pass. It might pass muster for like a few seconds, but if I go waltzing around here, I am gonna get caught. I think I'm just gonna hole up until the party.
Okay, well, yeah, if you can't disguise yourself at some point either, yeah, do what you need, and I'll call you when the party starts. Would that be okay, or would you like me to just send a
Navari
message
shows
to you?
up.
Well, I can see you now.
Yeah, I'll give you I'll give you the layout as I best saw it. There's still a bunch of the building I'm unsure of. But maybe between you and Oriana's knowledge of fancy places, the two of you might be able to direct me to where I can find Cade's room or Cal's room.
Okay. I'm going to take out my prayer book and a pen, pencil, and start to jot down a picture of what Navari describes to me.
Sounds good. You get the few places that Navari has gone through within the manor. And I'll say, Navari, you don't have to make a check for that or anything like that. You're able to pretty accurately recount the dining room, the kitchen, the little servants' quarters that you've come into, the dining room, the hall, that little hall on the left-hand side that you went into where you saw the guards, the basement, and then back to the main hall area. And those are like the areas that you've seen.
If we can get Zav in here, I think we could put together something a little bit more convincing.
Okay, I'll see what I can do for you. And I'm not sure where Zav is at the moment. You all went down that alley. I don't know. I'll call him as well.
Look for someone way too flamboyant to be standing around in an alley.
Yes, yeah, or talking with somebody without moving their lips and scaring them. Yes, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. He wants to turn you into a cow, so just heads up.
Don't remember that being part of the plan, but I won't let him do it. Yes, we'll try to get into your location as soon as we gain entry in there. I may ask maybe Oriana or Rena to try to seek out your location and help you from there.
Sounds good. Navari out. Click.
Okay, you click off. You're getting yourself ready in that uniform as best as you can.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing with your gear?
Oh. Yeah. Is there? Shit.
There are little cubby that. In order to get your stuff, you had to go in people's like cubbies and like little like wooden like lockers almost, but they don't lock.
Yeah, I guess I'm stuffing myself stuff in a cubby, except for, does the armor fit under the clothing?
Not a chance.
All right, well, huzzah! I guess Navari is like shaking her head as she's like, "Oh, I really dislike this," and starting to put all the pieces of her.
Yeah, and your sword as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you can keep the pendant on. That you don't have to take off because that's just like a piece of jewelry kind of thing. And then can go underneath.
Can I keep my dagger on me?
Yeah, that you can hide easily enough.
Okay.
That's just a regular dagger, right?
That is just a regular dagger. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, easily enough. You can like hide it in your boot or somewhere else, like not difficult to do. All right. As Navari loses the invisibility, the attempt to gain access to the manor for the rest of the group falls away a little bit, and Nemeron and Artemis and Zavern have to kind of rethink things while Rena and Oriana are getting ready. We are going to take a break right there. We will be back very shortly. Sorry it took so long. I just had to find a good place to stop. And then we had that little break with the technical difficulties earlier. But we're going to take a short break, go to the restroom, stretch our legs, grab a drink, do what we need. We will be back very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere. Let's see exactly what shenanigans happen next. See you in just a few. Okay, we back. So, Nemeron and Artemis and Zavrin. Zavrin loses the invisibility, knows that he's lost the invisibility, steps out of the alley and kind of like looks to you two and kind of like shrugs, like.
I got a message from Navari.
What did she say?
She's in a spot that's kind of secluded for now and gonna stay there until the party starts. She told us that Zavrin might be able to help if we can get her out, and I drew this picture, and these are the routes that Navari took and told us where things were, and we can follow this to get to her. I don't think it's a good idea that we go in and try to rescue her now. I say we wait and have either Oriana or Rena maybe investigate, because they'll get their own way in. It doesn't seem like Navari's in any trouble right now.
Okay, is that what she told you, that she's not okay?
I'll tell you this, she didn't say that she killed anybody, and I think she would have been rather proud of that, and so I'm pretty sure everyone inside is still alive.
That's good.
Okay, you know what? When you put it that way, that's fair.
Are we going in, or do I need to make more people invisible, or what's happening? So are we just hanging out here? Is this like
I say we find a place to make a call to Oriana and let her know the plan as well, and that everything's stable at the moment.
Okay.
So maybe head down the street or something?
Yeah, we could find a secluded place, yeah.
A little ways down away from the manor.
Okay. Easily enough for you guys to do. You can walk down the street, find another alleyway, and like kind of like duck in there.
I will call up Oriana.
All right, Oriana, you're in the midst of getting yourself ready.
Well, do you have a minute to talk?
Hello, Artemis.
Hello, we've got Navari inside, and she's in a spot that seems to be okay for now.
All right. Any other updates I should be aware of?
Everyone inside seems to still be alive. There were a lot of guards out there.
Well, then she's not killing anyone.
I think it would be best if we didn't go in. I don't want to complicate things.
No.
Yeah.
No more people going in or out, please.
Should we just stay where we were? Like, you see Zavrin's face. It's like, should we just stay where we were before when we were trying to get in?
Yes, I think stay nearby in case something happens and we need you inside. That is like worst case scenario kind of situation, but
it's the best thing we got right now.
I mean, at this point, our main plan is Rena convinces her brother to turn against Cal, and that is how we get this done as legally as possible. Navari was sort of the backup plan if we couldn't get her brother to help. So I don't know. Just stay nearby in case of problems.
Will do.
Yes, we'll take care of each other here. Thank you.
All right. So you three are gonna hang around in the area, probably go get something to eat while you're just like waiting for the party to start, chill out kind of thing. Is there anything specific any of you guys wants to do before the party? Or before the banquet?
I don't think so.
No.
Not on my end. I mean, I was initially going to go and try to get ingredients and food and stuff, but all that's inside, so I don't really need to do that.
Okay. Okay, cool. So you'll probably just go to like a tavern close by to get some food because you're going to be waiting for hours, and there's no point in you sitting by an alley for hours right now when your friends aren't even there.
That's fair.
Okay. Oriana, let's go back to you. So you headed back home.
Mm-hmm.
You were let into the estate. Is there anything specific you would want to do before or while you're getting ready?
While she's getting ready, she's still kind of occasionally just wiping out her eyes. At some point, like halfway ready, she's gonna take her tome and open it up and sit down at her desk and start writing in it.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and just say what's on that so that the stream knows. Towards the back, where she normally writes, am I cursed? I always seem to make the wrong choices, or at the very least, sacrifice my wants for the sake of the six. I released Tharazdun. I couldn't save Lex. I broke the rules and laws of my country when it was convenient for myself and my goals. I lost any chance at a relationship with Cade trying to help my friend. Can I even be a leader? Just use people for my own selfish needs. Even you. I don't understand what I need to do, or maybe I don't even know what I should do. How can I fix this? How do I make myself of service to others without losing the people I want in my life? How can I help you if I can't even be a leader? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'll never be able to get people to follow me, let alone be a leader. If you want to give up on me, I will understand. And she'll just put the quill back in the ink, push the book further onto the desk, and continue to get ready.
Okay. Rena, is there anything specific you would want to do while you are preparing? I mean, you're getting prepared kind of by the people around you. But is there anything specific?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that she's got anything in her head other than potentially seeing her brother. So she's just like going through getting ready and thinking on what she's gonna ask and all that.
Okay. You all and Navari, you're just hanging out in that room?
Yeah.
For like 5 hours, 6 hours?
I think she gets mostly dressed but leaves like some stuff unbuttoned. So if somebody comes into the room, she could be like, look like she's desperately trying to get like her uniform on. Meanwhile, she'll keep an ear out for when things start to get busy, so that if somebody comes into the room, she can kind of messily join like the people getting stuff ready.
Okay.
So I don't think she wants to get out there before she has to, but she's going to like listen for if things start to get like too much for her to hide, and when the time is right, just pretend to be the new inept servant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan. It's not a great
Okay.
one, but it's mine.
Yeah, okay. So maybe like an hour into while you're like in the room, another person comes in. A half elven woman begins to like sees you and goes, "Oh, never seen you before. You're with the garden staff."
Oh goodness, yes. Look, I'm so sorry. I've just started and I don't know what I'm doing, and I feel like they've thrown me in the deep end. Is this right?
Oh. You're. Oh. You're in a bit of trouble, aren't you? Go ahead and make a deception for me. All right.
25.
25. Um, she just goes, let me help you, and begins, buttoning you up. She's like, well, I'm with the staff, catering outside. I believe, your group does, the drinks. So, well, we do the food. I can take you out there and hopefully show you the ropes. You should have been given some training, right?
I mean, a little bit. I think they're being a little bit generous to me. I just got into the city. One of the refugee groups coming in, and they were kind enough to offer me a position. I know my way around a bottle of wine.
That's good. That's good. If you're going to be serving drinks, that helps. Okay, give me just a few moments. I'm going to get myself ready, and then we can go out together, and I can show you around.
Oh, thank you so much. She'll hold it a hand. Oravari.
Pleasure. I'm Dana Forrester. Pleasure.
Dana Forrester?
Yeah. Okay, give me just a few moments. And she takes a few minutes to get herself ready, and she says, come on then. Let's see if we can't get you situated in the staff,
Oh, thank you. Belora bless you.
Right. Bless you. And she begins like leading you out, and you're actually led out to the gardens, where you are given a bit of a rundown. I would like you to. I'm not gonna RP this out with you, but I would like you to just make like a deception check, as she's kind of. You can make it with advantage because she's helping you because she believed your story, to get you working with the staff because they're kind of like asking questions like, who's this person? We don't know this person.
All right, let's see how far a pedestrian knowledge of alcohol goes. Oh.
All right,
It
with a
is-
19.
Yeah.
A 19, yeah. With a 19, you get a few questions, you get a few like curious glances, but thankfully, with a bit of help, you're kind of situated. You're given a designated area to kind of set up your station, with the various like wines, decanters, glasses, bits of alcohol. It's explained to you like this is the sort of first area where all of the guests will kind of all of the guests will commingle for a little while before the dinner is ready to be served, and they are taken into the estate, and into the manor, and you're there to make sure that no one ever goes dry if necessary. If they need a drink, they have one.
That's something Nabari gets. So
so and there are multiple of these stations because this is a large place. But basically, you are told when guests are kind of in your eye line, it is on you to be watching and making sure that they are taken care of.
Gotcha.
But you are left to kind of like set up.
This is weirdly in my purview. I'm a ship's lookout, and I know alcohol, so.
All right. So, eventually, night begins to fall. I assume Namaron, Artemis, and Zavrin, you head back to where you originally had the lookout where Navari told you to go. You situate yourselves there again. What?
Can I closer to like the start of the banquet? Can I keep an eye out for Rena and Oriana like arriving?
You'll be able to
any
see
point
them because it's literally you're going to be right in front of the gate where the gate opens.
Okay.
So you won't miss them.
Okay.
You're going to see all the guests come through.
Okay.
I'll say you don't have to make a stealth for this. You guys have enough time to kind of make sure that you don't, get looked at strangely or anything like that. And eventually, it is time. And Rena, your Corvo comes and says, "Miss, please, you are ready now. Take you to the vehicle so that you can make your way to the banquet."
She gives them a big smile and just says, "Thank you for all of your help and
Of course.
coordinating
Please
all of this."
follow me. And you follow him out of the manor to a waiting limousine-esque kind of vehicle where Cade is there. You see in full military regalia, like a suit with his jacket, his lapel. Your weapons and everything like that. What did you do with them?
I am assuming that they've been kind of wrapped up and can be.
Are you just leaving them at Cade's or whatever?
I don't know. I would assume that I would have wrapped them up and put them in the vehicle or something, or in the back, where there's typically storage.
Yeah, I mean you can have them there if that's where but you're keeping them. You're just that's where they're gonna be.
So I mean, I can't take them with me.
Yeah, so that when the vehicle picks you up later and drops you off wherever you need to be dropped off, you can take them again. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I would assume leaving them at Cade's is probably not a great plan.
Well,
unless
they can take
I'm
you
leaving...
back. They can take you back there, and you can pick them up there or whatever. I just want to make sure.
I feel like they'd
be
safer. I feel like it'd be safer at Cade's, but I also don't want it too far.
I just wasn't sure if you gave them. I wasn't sure if you gave them to Oriana to put somewhere for you or what. So I wanted to make sure that you what you're doing with them.
My weapon and shield, I probably could have given to Oriana.
Okay, so you gave them to Oriana, and she can keep them. Okay, so your weapon and shield.
It's not like I wear armor, so that's my most important thing.
Okay.
So,
is there anything else on that is important item? No, right? It's just really the weapon.
My bracers. I mean, any magical item, because I have my the mobility things.
Oh yeah. But those you can. I would say those you could probably keep those on because they're
cool.
They can be hidden in your you put them on your legs, right?
It's a speed thing.
Yeah, they can be hidden in your boots that you're wearing or whatever. So
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that she really carries that is
all right, cool.
super
All right, so
important.
you
weapons, she
you
can
come
step
out.
with
He's
Oriana.
in full military regalia. He has his giant axe on his back. You still see the bandages like under his collar a little bit. But he stands there and opens the door for Eunice. Please.
She like gives him a nod and just says, "Thank you."
Yes, of course.
And she's gonna get in and just kind of like look at him and just be like, "If you don't mind my asking, and obviously you don't have to answer, how did that happen?"
Oh, well, even though I am the strength of the triumvirate, I still have to be a warrior for my people. And my people are in trouble right now. So, I fight for them. I was out in the darkness and we were ambushed. I protected my men and made it back, but I was injured. So. It will heal. It is not the end of the world.
It could heal faster.
Potentially. But I do not treat myself any different than any one of my soldiers.
It's respectable. And I understand. You wouldn't want to be on the sidelines.
Exactly. People follow an example. Who follows a leader who does not know how to wield a weapon? Why should you trust their judgment on the battlefield?
I agree. You should never ask someone to do something you would not be willing to do yourself.
And you should not put yourself above the people who are willing to lay down their lives to protect that which is important.
Yeah. And people like you, people who have the ability, it's respectful for you to step up in between those who cannot defend themselves.
I feel like I should. I owe you information. Your brother. I told you that he works with Caliad when you gave me his name. What I did not tell you is that he trained with me for a little. He is... If this Kani is your brother, he's skilled.
Always was. Why did he train with you?
He wished to learn the ways of Fatril. The ways of
Did
a soldier.
Did Cal send him to you to train with you?
No.
Or he came on his own accord?
As far as I know, his own accord. I have not seen him be forced. He asked.
She's just gonna kind of reach over and like just pat his forearm, and she's gonna like just kind of do like 5 points of her healing hands.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he'll just close the door once you're like situated and come around the other side to seat himself in there with you as you begin to make your way off to the banquet. Oriana, you finish getting ready and head towards the foyer of your manor, and you see your mother and father standing there waiting for you. Ah, Oriana, you look very beautiful. Hmm? This is it is nice for us to all go together.
Yes, it is.
You just see your father again as a high general in full sort of military like suit, with all of his sort of medals and regalia on his jacket. And he just nods. He says, "Do you need anything else, or are we ready to go?"
Ariana thinks to all of her. She's leaving behind pretty much everything except the cloak of protection is probably the only thing she could get away with wearing.
Okay.
Since it kind of just goes.
Are you taking the bag of holding?
If she could find a way to hide it within her dress, yes. She's not gonna wear it on like the outside of her fancy dress.
Okay. I mean, you could probably maybe turn it into like a handbag or something. Like
if I could do that, then yeah.
Okay.
And she'll put the she'll try and put the violin in.
Okay. Are you just leaving Rena's stuff in your room?
If I can get her weapon into the bag of holding, then I will.
I mean, you have like thousands and thousands of gold in there. Are you taking some of it out and dropping it somewhere?
I'll take the armor of Frost out and I'll leave it in the room.
Okay.
What else is in there right now?
She has a sword and a shield, but definitely would prefer this sword if she needs something to fight with.
I mean, if you take out enough of your gold,
if you
take out enough of your gold, you can get all of your stuff. You could get all of it in there. It's just you just have to.
Yeah, I'll try and take out like 2,000, 3,000 gold. However much I feel like would be enough to get it out, and I'll just kind of like.
You also have like 62 servings of rations and like some other bullshit in there. I don't know why you have all that stuff.
I don't know why we have that in there either. Honestly, I'll take the rations.
We can feed a small village.
Yeah, I'll take the rations. I think we had the rations in there
because
because
from when you were originally traveling.
Yeah, because nobody wanted to hold on to their own. So I think
that's fine. I'm just saying, like, you know, you have a lot of gold in there right now. So okay. So as long as you, I just want to make sure, like, just make sure you like put that like in the bag of holding. Just put put a little side thing that says like here, this is not currently in the bag of holding. It's in Oriana's room. Like you could get a chest for it in your estate to like make sure that it doesn't get touched. But just to make sure that what you have and what you don't have access to.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Sounds good. All right. So you take the bag. You're able to. I will say you can't have the cloak of protection. You're not gonna be able to wear that over top of your dress. Like it's gonna look fucking weird. Just not gonna go with your.
Okay.
Like it's not a cloak of disguise that like magically transforms a different color. It's gonna look pretty weird with your dress.
Yeah.
But you can stuff it in the bag of holding to have it.
I'll
should you
stuff it in the bag.
And I'll say your attunement doesn't break unless you choose to break it. So you don't have to reattune once you put it on. Similar like Rena, you know, like just because you're not carrying it right now, your attunement doesn't break. So as soon as you pick it up again, you'll have it. Only if you choose to break the attunement or you're away from it for a foreseeable long period of time would you lose attunement to your items.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so you get yourself ready. You get in the vehicle with your parents, as you are all sort of driven towards Cal's manor. And as you're kind of in the car, your father just says, "Friana, please be on your best. This is a very important event. I trust you. I believe that you will respect everyone at this function, and I know that perhaps you being there will give you an opportunity to reassert yourself as someone who wishes to make positive action for a trill rather than skirt the laws of our country. You have the opportunity to talk to many of the people who make this country what it is. It is up to you to take that opportunity if you wish. If not, you are welcome to just have fun and enjoy yourself.
Okay, I understand.
He just nods and he looks over to your mother and he says, "So, do you think you will have to make an impromptu performance tonight? It's been very long since I have had the opportunity to see you at the opera house, and well, I would so enjoy hearing you." And she says, well, it will not be something that I ask specifically for, but if Cal does wish for some added entertainment on top of the, I'm sure, wonderful accompaniment that he already has hired for the event, I will, of course, indulge. But you know me, honey, I do not wish to overstep my welcome to one of these things, and humility. And he just says, yes, of course, dear. I just well, perhaps if not at the function tonight, maybe a private performance later on. And you are taken off to the function. Nemeron, Artemis, Zavrin, you all begin to start seeing vehicles pull up to the front of the manor. And you begin to see people stepping out. At this point, the gates are open, but there are guards lined. Because they're not going to keep opening them for every single person that's coming in. It doesn't make sense. But you just see lines of guards standing there to make sure. And you also actually notice, as it gets closer to the event, the streets actually get sort of like almost like taped off. Like think about when like the Oscars are on and stuff like that, like in LA, they'll like actually block off parts of the street so that like fans can't like rush people's vehicles. So the actual city guard are out to make sure that going through this area, it's only the people that are able to actually are invited to this soiree. So you start to see vehicles pull up, people step out, seemingly handing over invitations, and being led into the event. So far, you haven't really seen anyone that is of interest to you, no one that you recognize. But but you wait for a little while, and eventually you notice a vehicle pull up, and stepping out as the doorman opens the vehicle, you do see Helena Scarlet, Oriana, and her father, Axel Scarlet, step out. Is there anything specific you want to do?
I'm sorry. As people are going in past the guards and into the manor grounds, are they like handing or showing invitations, like saying, "Hey, I'm supposed to be here," or are they just like letting them walk in?
You can see that they are handing something.
Okay.
Over.
Already. There's nothing really we can do. We have to stay out here, maybe as backup in case a third thing goes wrong. Okay.
All right. And as the evening has, like, as the sun is starting to, like, has been setting and stuff like that, you're starting to see, like, these little, like, fairy lights and things like that come on in the ground, like the estate grounds and everything like that, lighting up the gardens and making it quite beautiful. But you watch as Oriana steps out with her parents. Oriana, you come up to at the head of the estate. You assume that this is probably the Chamberlain that's like standing with the guard of Cal's Manor, and she seems to be a human gentleman, very very well dressed, very like a cropped salt and pepper beard, cropped sort of military cut hair, gray eyes, but he just waits. Your father presents the invitation, and the Chamberlain looks, seems to have a guest book, checks off the list, nods, and you are led in to the estate that opens wide into these gorgeous gardens with these fountains running, and you see staff, you see other people, other dignitaries and things like that moving around. You see some people with glasses, and you see people with trays that are walking along in various uniforms to greet you as you come inside. You won't see Navari just yet, because Navari's a little bit further in, but you step inside and begin to mingle with the crowd. It's maybe Oriana, you kind of get stopped with your parents as you're chatting with various either members of the military, diplomats, things like that, and you're kind of kept with them in company with them for now, as the party is getting underway. Maybe an hour after things have already started that Nemeron, Artemis, and Zavrin, you notice special vehicles coming up. Think of Secret Service. Just swaths of vehicles that basically cover the entire street, and in the center there are three different sort of limo-esque cars as well. And as they step up, a whole swath coming out of these vehicles of armed to the teeth in this black and red armor soldiers, and soldiers of more than just raw strength. You see people coming out in the same regalia with robes and crossbows and bows, some with guns, And they just like line the streets. And if you think of like again where you are, you're behind like a barrier because they've barriered off all this street. So you're like, and you actually see there a crowd has gathered in this area because people want to see what's going on. You know, people that are not in the know and not going have kind of like lined the street with you. But you guys have a really good view because you got like the best seats in the house kind of when you first stayed here. But you see like there's just normal civilians of a Trill that want to see, you know, the elite of the city, you know, going to party, basically celebrities, A-list celebrities.
So is this like a private militia type deal, like escorting?
You don't know,
Okay.
potentially,
Okay.
but they are in this like black and red armor, a lot of them, or it's like a black and red uniform esque. Some of them
Okay.
are in armor, like I said. Some of them are in robes. Some of them have like leathers.
Okay.
But like of all shapes and sizes that you could imagine. You do see a couple of people in like these armored bodysuits that
Like mech suits?
like yeah, almost.
Am I able to keep an eye out for? Because I assume Rena gave us a description of Connie, who's exactly like her, but a dude. Can I keep an eye out for someone that looks like that among
You
this?
sure can. You're keeping an eye out for that. No problem. You're not going to see that because what steps out of these three vehicles, you see a purple tiefling woman in a long gown. On her arm is an elven man, slightly taller than her, with sort of black hair, dressed also to the nines. This is Ileana. You've met her once before. Rena and Cade, who opens her door and steps out, as they lead in, and finally, Alexander, by himself, steps out of the third vehicle, also dressed to the nines. You see Ileana still has a staff in her hand, and Alexander, much like Cade, wearing nice clothing, but seems to also have like pouches on him, and seems to have you can see a couple of what could be weapons just on his person. But they all step out and are given passage inside the venue. And Oriana, as the crowd notices who is coming in, everyone kind of like turns and like gives a round of applause for the triumvirate stepping inside as they begin to greet everyone and start to mingle. And as you guys watch as once those members of the government step inside, the gates close. The guard of some of them fan out, and you see them begin to fan like out around like the estate grounds. You assume they're going down the other streets that kind of like line this, and then some stay at the front. A couple go inside to be likely a part of the security detail of the actual soiree, but the gate is now closed. The vehicles end up driving away somewhere, likely to come back at some other point to pick people up when the event is over. But this banquet is likely underway. You did not see Connie. You did not see Cal, probably because they are inside already, as they're the ones hosting this event. But as things begin to get underway, Navari eventually, as the party like pushes up, Oriana, you do see Navari serving drinks.
Wine, now.
She asks you that.
Yeah, I walk up to her and I'm just like, wine, please, now.
Here you go, milady. Our finest vintage.
Oh.
And as you begin to enjoy some wine, and Rena, you are kind of you're stuck with Cade. He's taking you in, but he constantly is getting stopped to speak with people. But as you are like moving along through the venue, enjoying the hors d'oeuvres, you do not yet see Cal. And eventually you kind of like make your way up to the fountain, and at this moment you everyone kind of like turns as a voice rings out and just says, "Hello, welcome to my estate. It is an absolute pleasure to have all of you here, my distinguished guests, my yearly banquet, to show you all of the good that we have done here in Riveren. Those we have rehabilitated and made productive members of society. I am happy to speak with you all about it. Please, enjoy this evening. I would be happy to speak with you all as I make my rounds." And you see a gentleman with blonde hair, a like short, cropped beard, bright blue eyes, wearing a much like your father, like a sort of a military-esque appearance. Seems to have a weapon at his side, and is of course sort of standing on like a raised area in the gardens, and beside him, hands behind his back, a tall, red-haired man that none of you recognize, but Rena certainly does. Looks to be wearing black and red, a black and red coat, with this sort of like lion pauldron off the side of it. No mask on his face. This sort of red tattoo across his left eye. Big, like a beard, cropped hair, sort of tied back with braiding. You know that he is Connie.
Am I like holding Cade's arm as he's like walking around the room, or am I just kind of standing?
It's up to you, whatever you want to be doing. But you see this gentleman as you are there. And as he finishes and begins to step down the dais, Connie follows. And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight. So, thank you everyone for sticking with us for another wonderful session as we get into the banquet to see what our lovely group decides to do now that they are in the lion's den. We will be back next week, like I said, with another session, and then we will be off for 1 week. So please, if you enjoyed this session and you enjoy our storytelling, please share with your fellow D&D lovers. The best way to help the stream grow is to spread the word. And remember, folks, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Have a great Friday. Make good choices. And we hope to see you back here next week. See you later. Have a really good night.